Are you kidding me?
Thankfully, you still got 9 months left because I'll definitely be 30. Are we recording?
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, it's good to be here. It has been quite a week.
Has it?
Yes. It's been very busy.
Do you have stories to tell? Is that what
I
you're
probably do have a few stories to tell. A lot happened this week with our friend group and outside of it. And I think since last week's episode, maybe we had already started talking about it, but the planning for Tim's bachelor party has officially begun.
Yeah.
We got solid dates. That was this week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
think so. I think so.
Yeah.
So we agreed on the first weekend of March?
Well, me, Ashton, and Dan are 100% okay with it.
You were the only one that was kind of said you weren't sure.
No, I suggested the first weekend of March.
You said, what about the first week? Oh, you were saying, what about the first weekend of March? Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Who was on the fence?
Did Jake ever respond?
I don't know.
He did.
So then I guess everybody's good.
Yeah.
I could have sworn someone was like not 100% sure, even though everyone sounded pretty confident.
Jake was the one that we had to wait on because he works every other weekend on nights. But if he said yeah, then we should be okay.
Interesting.
Oh no, I'm just imagining things. Jake said Gucci for me. Jess said that's good with me.
And then Ash threw in the slick comment, Jake, do you ever find yourself wanting to purchase a Dior sweater?
And he follows up with no, but me and Tim were observing Versace robes in the past.
I remember that.
Observing.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get him to buy a Versace robe.
How much should one have on hand when in the market for a Versace robe, Tim?
$850.
Well, after the price tag of $17.99 for the Dior sweater, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound so
Sounds
bad.
like a deal.
50% off.
Yeah.
Ash, listen, if you're already going to purchase a nice pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows, you might as well just...
So is that happening? Just a matter of when?
As soon as I get my Christmas bonus. See, what I'm going to do is take the Tim approach. I'll have that bonus come into the bank account, and I'll say, expense reimbursement.
It's like you never had it.
Not an extra check, not bonus money.
So which means you need to buy the shoes now. Right, Tim?
Absolutely.
So I am taking somewhat of a prudent approach to this, which is I've been watching the price for the last couple of weeks, and I want to see if there's fluctuations at all or if it's going to stay fairly consistent and it doesn't really matter when I buy them.
What's the average sale price been for a size 11?
$625.
The all black pair has been hovering for between $600 to $700 for like the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's undervalued.
I do too.
Every other Travis Scott is between like $900 to $1,200, except that color. And I think the reason it is because it's all black. It's hard to see like the reverse swoosh, so you can't really. But I think it looks good.
I do too. I like the fact that I could wear it with anything. The golf shoes that they released, the Travis Scott golf, those have been $500 and below.
They tanked because people figured out you can't wear them every day.
Why not?
I mean, you could, but it's a golf shoe.
It's uncomfortable. Because before...
do they have pegs in the bottom?
It has like these...
They're not bristles, but it's like...
They're different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because pre-release, right when they dropped, they were like $850 to $900.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people started getting them in and using them, they're like, oh no, this isn't it. So Now they're down.
Oh, hell nah.
They look good, though. I like the color.
They do look good.
They're just...
So let's get back to this bachelor party planning. I don't want to get away. I don't want to get too far away from it.
This is what we do here.
That's a good point. But someone's got to bring us back home. So we made a separate chat, right? Without Tim talking about the cabin specifically.
Right. This is the just a sexy bunch of bachelors or whatever.
Oh, Tim's not in that one?
Whatever Dan called it.
I thought Tim was in that
Tim
one.
is in the sexy bachelor chat.
Oh, so this
He's
one's
not
just,
in the other one.
just the basic one.
That chat was unnamed.
That's sad. We got to figure that out. Okay. Yeah, so we were kicking around cabins. I will say this. We're not going to want to go back to our cabin after we stay at this one cabin we're looking
at. Let's get there first.
Ashton saw a certain photo while I was scrolling through them, and there was 2 seats overlooking a river with like a fire pit, and he goes, we need to find ourselves there.
Now, Tim, my hesitation with Jesse's comment is nothing to do with the quality of this place. It looks smashing. Definitely better quality than where we stay. I am putting forth the hesitation because of the sentimental.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Of course, I don't
association.
really mean we're not going to want to go back, but I'm saying it in the word like it's elevated.
This hot tub is girthy. That's all I'm going to say.
There is a hot tub. Well, that's all we're going to say, which is a
Nice.
must, obviously.
We wouldn't stay anywhere without a hot tub.
No.
I gave Dan 3 items on the checklist, and he sent us 8 cabins with all 3 of them there.
What's the 3 checklist?
Can't say that.
Oh.
Good news, everyone will have their own bed.
That's the first thing he asked. I was like, it sleeps 10. He goes, but does everybody have their own
I
bed?
said the cabin we stay in sleeps 5, but it don't sleep 5.
Yeah.
Well, I remember on your bachelor weekend, one of the bedrooms downstairs, the beds were very stiff.
Yeah, Jesse and I slept together one of those nights.
And wasn't it very uncomfortable?
Who did I sleep with?
I don't know. Me and Tim stayed in a room upstairs.
Oh.
You might have been
No, I slept with someone.
I slept with Jake one night upstairs. You were
Oh.
downstairs.
You slept with me.
with Ashton.
Really? Sweet. Cheers.
He had a lot of tequila that night.
Tequila. I definitely didn't have any tequila.
I'm joking, but
Alright.
there was Don Julio.
Definitely didn't have that.
As
but I had something.
Dan was on a Don Julio kick during
Yeah.
those months.
Yeah. Yeah. When you think Jesse's wedding, you think Don Julio.
As Tim knows.
Yeah.
Tim knows the smell of Julio very well.
Yeah.
Dan pours Don Julio all over and gets a upgraded iPad for free.
Yeah. It would only happen to Dan.
No, we don't have your model anymore, so we'll just give you a better version. No charge on us.
Yeah. Don't worry about the difference, Dan.
And then someone gets him a bottle of Don Julio.
This is
To replace his, I think. I think Seth bought him one. Yeah.
This is the same man that says Dan Luck doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That's also nice of Seth to do after his car was stolen that day.
You know, they speaking of Seth, you know they started delivering Cybertrucks.
All right, I've got to give the man props. He's held that pre-order for this long.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Pre-order doesn't mean anything if you don't go through with it.
They only made you put down $100 for the pre-order
Yeah.
reservation.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's actually going to do it.
What did do either of you know the final price?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's fluctuated a lot.
And is it only there's just one model, that's it?
I think
Or
for now.
They're
I think three.
packages.
Oh, is there?
Well, different battery model. But
Yeah.
there's one Cybertruck you can
Yeah.
get 1, 2, or 3 batteries, I think.
Hmm.
I think that's how it works.
I can't wait to start seeing him on the road.
Dude, we're going to ride in one. He's going to get this Cybertruck. He has not budged off the fact that he's getting it.
Imagine him showing up to like family gatherings in a Cybertruck.
I hope he has it by your wedding. Take it all the way down to South Georgia. Yeah. It's sick.
Yeah.
They're freaking cool. So another major thing that happened since last week is Navarro had his baby.
Navarro, congratulations. I've seen pictures of Lorenzo. He's very cute.
It's freaking adorable.
Congratulations.
He had it the night we recorded.
On Black Friday?
Yeah, at I think middle of the night or late that night, they went in.
Yeah, I think they went at 1 a.m., right? And then she delivered at 6
Mm-hmm.
or something.
Savannah's already got to hold him twice, 2 days in a row.
Yeah? Have you seen him yet? Have you met him? No?
No, I'm trying to figure out a time. It was going to be Sunday, but we got a full day. So I don't really know. I might go up there in the morning because I don't have anything going on.
Have you talked to him since?
Mm-hmm. Every day.
How does he enjoy it?
He's living his best life, man. I mean, I call him at 9 when I'm getting into work. And he's grabbing him from Lucy so Lucy can sleep for a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sleeps on my chest and I play video games. But he's loving it, man. I mean, he seems really happy.
That's
pretty
good.
sick. Yeah.
I would hate for him to be unhappy.
Well, yeah, obviously. I actually need to text him and see if I can come up in the morning.
In the morning?
Yeah, I got to be back here for the game.
That's true. But that's not till 4 o'clock.
I know, but I don't want to go there and back. I hang out for a while.
Maybe build a Lego with him.
Yeah.
Make him open something.
Why? Just to do it, to celebrate the birth of his child?
Just do it. You said he has too many sealed sets over there.
He's got a lot, yeah. His basement looks like Costco. It's just pallets. Yeah. But now I gotta go up there and see him.
Well, the good news is you won't have to worry about car shopping on Saturday.
Yeah, I got that out of the way. Thank
Did you
goodness.
see that beast in there?
How could I miss it?
It's the same car.
Newer.
It's nicer.
When you see that drive-out tag,
Good things happen. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's really cool.
Is it what's the interior like? Is it different from the last one?
Black leather.
Heated seats.
Heated steering wheel. I mean, you can't get fancier than that. I put that thing right on when I got in there.
the dream of every white woman in America.
Yeah.
Not only heated seats, heated steering wheel.
Yeah. She got in this morning, was just hugging the steering wheel. It was warming up.
I don't have that kind of luxury.
Yeah. I'll
Literally,
never have that.
Literally none of us.
Yeah. It's got that, whatever camera they call it, where it's got all 4 camera angles. Like when you're going in reverse, you can, see from the top of your car. It's freaking sick. It's a nice ride. You all right?
No.
Oh. I keep thinking that's a Team Rocket hoodie every time you wear that.
No, it's a nice one, though.
It is a nice hoodie.
Mm.
No, I've been stuffy all week. This weather is ridiculous. I have to blow my nose 100 times an hour. Not a day. An hour.
This is a man that's about to turn 30.
Mm-hmm.
Embracing it, too.
Good for you. My uncle asked me at Thanksgiving last week. He said, "You've got a birthday coming up, don't you?" I said, "Yep." And I didn't even, I didn't want to put him in the uncomfortable position of asking. Just went ahead and got the elephant out of the room. I said, "Yeah, 30. Not looking forward to it." And my dad said, "I think that was the hardest birthday for me." Like, finally, I meet someone who agrees. He said, "I really saw that as the end of my youth." I'm like, yes, this is exactly how I feel. This is it.
But the thing is, we already don't act youthful. So what's the difference between being youthful in age?
There is a small part of me that wants to get upset that you would say that, but I know that it's true.
I mean, all of us.
Yeah.
I know.
So there's no difference. Now we just get the number with it.
And we've been acting like this for 7 years.
Tim,
We've never really acted youthful in a long time.
I'm envious of Tim because he's just past, there's those stages of grief, denial, anger, Tim's already passed all stages, and he's just at acceptance.
You too? Are you at acceptance?
No, he can't. We don't bring him in on this conversation until he crosses 29.
Oh, okay. 29 and a half, really.
Yeah.
No, it started at him like a month before 29. He started bringing it up.
Once the new year hit, this is it
He was like, "This is the last year of my existence."
as a youth.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal for me or Tim, though.
Well, clearly Tim is not going to care.
Mm-mm.
No.
You're going to be a very different man at 30 than you are at 29.
How so?
Married.
Yeah, I'll be married.
That's all you need to say. That's the biggest change you can have in your life.
Besides having a kid. That's probably more change.
No.
I wouldn't think so either.
You're completely...
No?
Yeah.
Someone depending on you for everything?
That's marriage.
No.
Think about it. Moving into a new place is already next level stress and figuring stuff out. You're adapting your entire life to a new human being who is also able to verbalize how the whole process
Insufficient
is
you
going.
are.
Exactly.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
kidding.
I was trying to get there, but I know Hannah listens.
I'm just kidding.
This is the hardest change to a life, is getting married to somebody, because it's literally two completely formed human beings getting together and becoming a new completely formed person.
I'm not a parent or married, so I can't disagree with you because you're married. So I guess we'll see.
What a
Grab some
politician.
bench.
What a politician.
Grab some bench. Let's talk. Let's start the marriage counseling now. What do you say? No, it is. I mean, of course, I don't have kids, but like, this is the biggest change, is getting married. So if you can handle this, a kid's nothing. Easy.
Navarro, chime in the comments which one you feel
Yeah, because he's listening.
is tougher. I mean, you have all this time now at the house.
You would think he would actually listen.
He doesn't listen?
I doubt it.
Hmm.
No. He's too busy having kids.
If he can play a game while having a baby, he can listen to a
I'm telling you.
podcast.
I don't know if he knows we're on YouTube now. Maybe I should tell him. He can just throw it on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We'll figure it out. So yeah, your life's going to be very different next year. Honestly, your life's going to be different in 4 months.
No, less than 4 months.
Jesus.
It's December.
It's end of March. It's 4 months.
Yeah, close enough.
Are you at all like...
No.
Is it hitting you yet? No.
No.
You got time.
No, I haven't even really I'm more excited than worried.
You bought the shoes
So-
today. That was a big step.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah.
I was happy to pull the trigger on those,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I just had to wait for them to get back in stock.
Mm.
That's what I was waiting on. And they were in stock yesterday. So,
And already shipped?
can you believe people used to pay $300 for a pair of those?
It is insane how often they release them now. I think it's
Yeah.
monthly.
They used to sell out every restock, and now they're slowly not selling out. They do still sell out, but it's like you have like 3 or 4 hours before they do.
And there are so many college football teams, where the entire staff is wearing these.
Mhm.
NFL too. Mm-hmm. The whole sideline's panda.
I'm glad they keep coming out with them. People say it's killing it, but Nike doesn't care when they keep making money off them.
People who are mad that they spent $300.
Yeah.
Mhm. I
I'm
mean, you
glad
sold yours for what?
260?
$260?
I traded it. No, I sold it online. Probably 260. I think I got 220 after fees and taxes.
So
Yeah.
you doubled your money
Mhm.
then.
What more could you ask for?
That's
Triple.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the most they always do like a review of the most like, because you know how Goat and StockX make sure the shoe's real. They'll do like a review on the most fake shoes that they've gotten in, and that's in the top 3.
The pandas?
Mm-hmm. Because you got to think about it. People can make a fake shoe for like $20 and then try to sell them for like $120.
Yeah.
And they suck.
So, the Travis Scott's, and I want to say the Lost and Founds were the top 3 most fake shoe.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That they've caught.
I love that shoe.
I'm curious how you're gonna like the Kobe's when you get them. I hope you don't
There's no
hate them.
There's no hating those shoes, dude. Doesn't matter.
I've never put on a pair of Kobe's because they're a myth, but I hear they're very light on your feet.
Can we back this truck up?
Please.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what happened this
happened?
week.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
do wanna ask how long it took you to realize that you did get them.
Within 3 minutes of me entering it.
Did you I know you work in an office, so it's probably quiet. Did you like scream or jump out of your chair?
I told Jesse I kind of got not upset, but my thought was, okay, this is one of these things where they've hyped this shoe up and there's just ridiculous supply.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be one of those pairs where they just make it available for a huge number of people, and it's not the hype shoe that they made it out to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I was waiting on the two of you to also say, I got them.
Oh.
And that didn't happen. So
And then he pulls up Goat, right? You see what they're selling for?
I knew how much they were selling for.
Mm.
I didn't know that. I'm so thankful I looked at my phone before 2 o'clock.
Me too.
I did not get the push notification, and I had literally just walked out of my boss's office, and my phone just sits on my desk while I'm in there, and I saw that the two of you had sent several text messages, so it's like, well, let me check in real quick, see what's going on.
Thank God he wanted to catch up.
And the last text was Jesse saying, I really hope Ash is near his phone right now.
I thought about calling you. If it was like 1 or 2 minutes after that, I was going to at least call you just so you maybe have heard it or something.
Did you get the push notification?
No.
So I'm the only one who got
Once
the
I
push
opened the
notification?
app, then I got the notification. Doesn't make any sense.
It's
Savannah
probably-
didn't either.
It's probably because I open the app 3 times a day.
Do you?
I check it morning, noon, and night.
I check it every. This is going to sound terrible. There's certain times during the day I go to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
not because necessarily I need to. It's
'Cause you're a
just when I
schedule
get
guy.
up to move.
Mm-hmm.
And during my first bathroom visit of the day, Sneakers gets opened.
Yeah.
I want to see what's going on.
Yeah. It's honestly, did you guys vote on the reverse Grinches when they said,
Mhm.
oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
I didn't.
So I voted shock drop. So I wonder if
You
that's
know
why.
they were going to do one anyway.
Well, that's
But they're
why-
still doing it. They're doing both.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's maybe why I got the notification.
And they will not let me participate in the draw.
Yeah, he can't do it.
I'm still gonna
Honestly,
go for
now
it.
that you got him, I'm going to go for my size. So
That's fine.
no, I don't.
If I win them, we'll just split the profits.
Ooh.
That's true. That works. Yeah.
I would definitely do that. Or, yeah, we'll just split the profits. I was going to say, or you can just give me the 250 back and keep the pair. Make all the profits. I don't care.
I
We
think
both wear Kobe's at Christmas.
Hey! I'm on board with
think
that.
After the regular drop comes out, they might go down to 500, but they're going to slowly go back up.
I don't even think they'll go that low.
You don't think so?
I don't think they'll ever get to the level of the original Grinches. I think it's going to be one of those situations because the Grinches look better.
Well, the Grinches, what are they, 1,000?
No, they're
They're
between
under 1,000.
750, 900,
The
depending on
regular
size.
Grinches?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they'll maybe drop to 650, 700 maybe. I don't think they're going to go super low.
This is peak season too.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Halloween dunks at October. You know, they shoot up.
And wait for NBA players to start wearing them, and I bet then it'll go up again
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Once they get their hands on them and start wearing them.
They're a good color.
Oh, yeah.
So
No, I like them a lot.
I don't think it's going to be a pair that just craters in value. I think they will hold.
Mm-hmm.
I like the subtle green laces.
Mm-hmm. There's actually no red in the original green pair because they call these the reverse Grinches. So I was thinking that because prior to this I had not seen the original Grinches. So I was thinking,
Really?
No. So I was thinking green shoe, red laces, but that was not.
I'm glad they
What
added
happened?
a little green in there. I think
It needed it. Yeah.
All red wouldn't have looked that good.
Now you never have to go for another Kobe shoe.
I started looking at the Halos again after he won those. Those are still $700-800 though.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, his Kobe hype could die in a couple years, but
I don't think so.
everything's always in waves. You might still have them always reselling, but maybe they'll come down. Like instead of every single shoe being $700 or $500, they might resell for like $400 or $350.
I don't know if the Kobe hype will ever die, but my generation is the one that thinks Kobe's the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
So in like 5 years, maybe 10 years, it's going to be all LeBron, which is already kind of happening, obviously.
Yeah.
But the fact that he passed away like a year after he retired, 2 years after, and like...
But who knows? In a couple years, they might not make Kobe's anymore because there might be some
maybe
issue. So
I'm surprised they still do, honestly.
well, yeah.
Is it Nike?
Yeah.
That's a stupid question. It
was the winter Jack talking. All right, while you're recovering,
Thanks.
I don't feel like LeBron is as admired as Kobe and
his shoes are ugly as hell.
MJ, and they
His shoes
9
are
times out of 10,
so
9 out of
bad.
10 LeBron drops.
Never.
They don't sell out.
No.
I mean, think about it. There's 10 times more LeBron drops than Kobe drops.
Tim is right. They are ugly,
They are
and
ugly.
they're overpriced.
Yeah.
He frequently has shoes that are $220.
Mm-hmm.
Some are $250. Now I've only ever went for one pair of LeBrons, and that's the Miamis. That Miami color it's really nice.
Yeah.
But plus that's the only shoe that he's ever made that I wanted, and it also sold out. So
There's a newer basketball player, like Ja
Morant.
He's had 5-10 shoe
Yeah.
drops with Nike. Have you
Yeah.
seen them?
Mm-hmm.
Those sell out.
Mm-hmm. I liked his Halloween ones that came out.
And his shoes actually do look good.
Yeah.
The ones that I've
He's
seen.
not even back to playing yet.
He's the
still
one
out.
that's in and out of trouble all the time with flashing guns, right?
Yeah.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It happened twice in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It happened once, and he was like, I'm working on myself. Went away for a while for a couple games, came back, and then like 3 games later, he did it again. And then the NBA was finally like, you're sitting out for a while. And I still don't think he's back. I think it was a 20-game suspension, if I remember.
But if you put a man in a headlock, we'll bench you for
Yeah.
3-5 games.
It's because they make money. That's the problem.
When you inflict bodily harm on someone else,
Mhm.
5 games.
Yeah.
You just got Draymond.
Let's not even get into that. So my idea for the T-shirt, I did remember later on, but then I realized it doesn't make sense. You know how you spell Draymond? There's a D at the end of it. But you want another one?
His name has a D at the end of it?
Yeah. So the T-shirt I was gonna make was
You're right.
Draymond apostrophe D, Draymond, and just have it on the chest, and then or have it a picture of him with the guy in the headlock, and then Draymond underneath it. But then his name already has a D in it, so it would look like Draymond apostrophe, and that would just look stupid. So I remembered later, and I was like, it's probably not gonna be a good idea. So I let it go.
Just having a T-shirt with the image of him,
That'd be good enough, right?
that would be a great T-shirt.
We'd have to try to get away with the licensing again, though. That would be the problem.
Oh, yeah.
The way to get around that is to go to a local shirt store and bring the photo in, and then just have 2 or 3 made.
Do we have one nearby that would do that?
I went to one when I made a shirt a couple years ago for a Florida trip, in Fayetteville. It's like Froggy T-shirts or something, or frog shirts. I made a Disney shirt, and it kind of had a Disney logo with Star Wars and stuff, and they didn't really even say anything about it. I think if the thing is, like, if you order it online, you could get the shirt and then mass manufacture it. I think if you're someone going in saying, I want this shirt made, I think they don't have a problem doing it.
Yeah.
So, might have to find somebody to do that. That'd be funny. Draymond. Just a straight photo with him. That'd be great.
I won the Kobe's, though. And was
And
surprised
what happened right
that
after?
neither of you won them.
Or Savannah or my mother.
I never had the thought, though, that, maybe I should keep these. I remember saying at the outset of the reveal of those, Tim, we need to make sure Jess gets these.
Mm-hmm. Also,
your heart was in the right place from day one.
Sneakers, there's always been a rumor, but I guess it's true. Sneakers always tends to give people wins on hyper stuff when you purchase more things that aren't always just drops. Like, you buy a lot of stuff that is just normal stuff, but me and Jesse only go for stuff that is like hype, and they tend to give people wins when they buy just regular things all the time.
Well, they should, because I've purchased 7 pairs of shoes in the last 2 months.
Like, we need to keep this guy happy.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe I just need to start buying things more.
But you just bought those 2 pairs of...
No, actually, I was looking at the Nike app, and...
You've bought... Well, that was after the drop, though. But you bought both pairs of Pandas, and then you bought the gold shoes.
So this is what I bought. Two
You
pairs of
bought
Dunks.
2 pairs of golds.
Two pairs of Air Maxes, the Jordan 1 mids, the Dunks, bought some socks, and then these.
Ooh, yeah.
I bought 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 things this year on Nike.
It's not enough.
Yeah, one of the things I was thinking about, and we can return to this, I wanted to do for a year-end review, show, episode, whatever, what our favorite pair was this year for each of us.
That we've gotten, or just in general?
That we've bought.
Are you writing that down?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, I'll put it in the notes. Don't
need
tell
to-
me, because I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. For like, we should do like the last podcast of the year, do like a review of the year.
Well,
It needs to be a
I know
year.
what you're going to choose. Well, actually,
been
now
a-
it's a toss-up.
Yes, it is.
It's been a big year.
There's a little competition over there in your land.
Mm-hmm. So, tell me, shoot straight with me. I won't be mad at you. What size did you go for?
12.
Did you?
Do you want me to show you?
No, I believe you. I'm just telling you, both of you guys are really, really good freaking friends. It's insane.
I'm going to show you anyway. Just
Well,
'cause
I
think-
believe you. You wouldn't lie to me. Have you lied to me?
I don't think so.
I don't either. No, I don't want to. I'm not going to look because I trust you.
Oh, it doesn't show you anyway.
How
I didn't look at the
convenient.
inside.
Yeah, you see what it says?
I want a shoe that molds to my foot.
Yeah, I don't know.
What does that mean?
No idea. Savannah thinks they're so ugly.
Well, we don't care what she thinks.
Mhm. You and me both, brother.
Just pull up a picture of Doc Martens and
Yeah.
do we need to continue to talk?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, Savannah.
She doesn't listen.
I've bought 14 pairs of shoes this year.
Oh my goodness.
The first of what month?
Now, to be fair,
Apparently every month.
five of those pairs were for gifts. So
You've purchased a lot of Dunks this year, though. I think you purchased, what, 4 or 5?
I think every pair except for the Jordan 2s. I don't think I've bought a pair of 1s this year.
I haven't.
Wow.
I bought a pair
No.
of mids, but not 1s. You bought 1 pair. No, 2.
Which ones?
UNC toes and the Lost and Founds.
Lost and Founds were goat though. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been all Dunks, the Jordan 2 Retro Lows, and then the Water Cats.
Yeah, we were talking about this. Like, we just got kind of tired of ones. We don't want, like... We.
2022 was the year of the ones for me.
Hmm.
I'll return to them, but
Yeah.
you just kind of go through
I mean, he
phases.
bought a pair of NMDs this past week.
Oh, I saw them.
He's dipping his toes back in.
The soles look...
It's the new...
Gorgeous.
It's the new versions. So I've never had a new
Nice.
pair.
Yeah,
so.
I bought a new pair when they did the blue and purple scheme on a lot of them. The Ultra Boost and the NMDs. Do you remember that? It was all black on the top, and then the sole back here was like blue and purple, depending on how you looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
I still have those. Those are really nice.
Yeah, I was like going back through and I was like, this is what got me into shoes, and I haven't purchased a pair in like 3 years. So I was like, let me get back into it.
Hmm.
And they're comfortable. I wanted to get a pair of Ultra Boost, but when the sale happened, everything was sold out. So I was just like, let me just get NMDs. But I will say I got my eye on a couple of pairs of different Yeezys on GOAT. We'll see how that turns out.
I think we know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
As Tim says, he just says things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just say
that's true.
things.
We'll get a notification tomorrow afternoon. Guys, I bought some shoes.
I liked how the Panda was just a screenshot.
Oh, yeah.
There was no text.
It was like old school days where we just used to send screenshots and be like, look what I got.
I expanded that image. I was like, Tim, let's go. 2. Saw male and female.
Yep.
Or men's and women's, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't want to get one at a time. I was waiting for both of them to be in stock.
What a time.
Yeah.
So the shoes shipped. I'm so glad I was able to say all those S's correctly. They came UPS.
Which is weird. It's usually FedEx.
I know.
Mine are always UPS
Really?
because I always grab mine in the morning when they show up.
It's a mixed bag for me. It's either one.
Maybe it's area.
It's FedEx for me on those.
Really?
Yeah.
I sent Jesse the screenshot yesterday. They let me know that they had shipped, and it was UPS tracking number. So I took a screenshot and sent it to him. And he put like 15 exclamation points.
Would you have been able to intercept that package though?
So this is where I'm going with it. So he said something to the effect of, would you be okay if I just grab them at the warehouse tomorrow? And I'm like, they're your shoes, man. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
But I was going to give them to him, and then on the show,
Then I would
open
present them to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to just take the shoes
on a pillow in a tux.
on his LL Bean sheets right underneath.
LL Bean sheets, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you text me at 7:45
Mhm.
this morning, something like that? And he said, all right, be prepared in the next hour. Would it be okay if I call you just to verify with the driver that you're cool with me grabbing the package? I also had my LL Bean box with bed sheets in it. He's kind enough to tell me he'd get those as well. So he gets to work, and I guess you find out that
Yeah, the driver already left at
This-
like
this was-
7:50,
yeah.
8 o'clock. Yeah, he was already gone. Apparently, I like just missed him by like 5 minutes. So I would have been able to grab him.
You should have wanted to get there earlier. To
I
check
got
it
there
out.
at like 7:30. I didn't think
No.
to go to the guy right away because drivers don't leave till 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But he runs a certain route, I guess, and he gets out of there early. So I was like, what are the odds of that?
and he sends me a picture of my address information on his screen, and it says Mr. Ashton Shearer on it. And he says, Mr. That's a bit pretentious, isn't it?
Was that for the LL Bean shipment?
Probably.
Yeah,
I think they made me choose a suffix.
probably. But because it had 2 boxes. One said Ashton Shear, one said Mr. Ashton Shear. That's why I was like, okay.
So that's what happens when you buy LLB.
Yeah, exactly.
I told him, look, Jess, when you hit level 30, the title gets attached to your name.
Yeah. Yeah. He leaves the room.
That liquid death's hitting his bladder.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been fun to do tonight. But we'll do it tomorrow. No big deal.
I am curious. What does that process look like, and are they really okay with you doing that?
Yes and no. So if it had my name on it, I would just walk out of the building with it. I would grab it in the morning, keep it in my truck all day, and just walk out with security, and you just show them, hey, here's my name. Good to go. In your case, and I've done it for Dan, I think, once before with a phone, what I would do is grab it in the morning, and then when I leave the building, go to the parking lot, put the package in the car, and then start my day. Or do it on the way back from the building at the end of the day, stop by my car first, throw it in. That looks more sketchy, but that's what I would have done. But I signed for it. So when the driver gives it, even my own packages, when you get it from the driver in the morning, they scan it, and then I sign saying Jesse Carell. They type in my last name. So it would have shown Jesse Carell received the package. So it still would have been legit. It just would have prevented the headache of getting out of security with it.
Okay, that answers my question. I was curious if it was just a thing where, the driver gets to my house and is like, oh, there's no packages here.
Yeah, you let the driver know because
Okay.
they still have to release it. I wouldn't just snag it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't thinking you were going to get in the back of the man's truck and take them, but
Yeah.
if it was a thing of you intercept them in the warehouse before they even get loaded.
Yeah, that's what it would have been. Well, no, it would still be on the truck, but I would go in there, and I would wait until the driver got there and, tell him.
So if I just called and said, "What up? This is Ashton," he'd be like, "Okay."
To me?
Mm-hmm. What was the reason for you needing
Just
to call
in case,
me?
because I didn't know the driver. I've never done it for your route before.
Oh.
So I would be like, hey, and first he would, obviously I'm a driver also. So, but I would be like, hey, I'm grabbing my friend's package. I'm going to see him tonight. If he was like, are you sure? And I was like, I can call him I was using it as a backup.
Okay.
But it more than likely wouldn't have been an issue because drivers do it every morning. I have one driver that lives on my route. Almost every morning he comes to my truck, grabs his package, and goes.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the drivers like it. It saves them a stop,
Sure.
So
What was your reaction when he said he got him?
I bit my helper's ear off with how long I was talking about how awesome Kobe is and how awesome my friend is and how important these shoes were to me. For 10 minutes. I called my mom right after. Oh no, later in the day, because she didn't answer, and I called her. I was like, "Hey, did you happen to win those shoes?" And she was like, "Oh, let me look." Looked at the app, and I didn't have to explain it. I said, she was like, "Oh man, that sucks. I didn't get them." And I was like, "It's okay. Ashton actually won them, and he's gonna give them to me." And she flipped out. She was like, "Oh my gosh, that is just amazing of him," because she knows how awesome Kobe was in my life, So no, it was and it was the same day I found out they were totaling Savannah's car. That morning. That's why I texted you guys and said I need this win more than you guys know. It was the same day. So it was complete 180 flip.
How was your reaction though?
It got better once I realized that, this really was a limited drop. And I immediately told everyone in the office. I said, "You're not going to believe what just happened. I just won on a pair of shoes." And, at this point, they're just like, "Yeah, that's normal for you." And I'm like, no. These shoes are reselling for $750. Well, let's see a picture of these shoes. And then I show them to them, and they're like, $750?
It's funny because people aren't into shoes. No one's into shoes. Walking down the street, someone has to know. And it's funny because it's when you show someone, they're like, why? Why are those so special?
That is the most common response.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I'll tell you what, though. If I wear those shoes at Target, someone's pointing them out.
Yeah.
We get pointed out all the time when you go over there with nice shoes.
Yeah.
Somebody. But no, I made, at 1:55, me and my helper stopped what we were doing, and I was standing in the middle of the road, and I was like, I got to go for these shoes real quick. You take a break. Sit down. I was like, I'm not doing anything right now.
I wasn't going to send you guys a screenshot that they were dropping at 2 because I thought everybody got it.
Always.
You should always do that.
Tell us. I thought...
Because clearly the push notification system does not work.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And which is weird because every time I re-download the app, I always hit enable notifications.
Yeah.
And I still don't get them.
How many times have you re-downloaded the app?
Many. I re-downloaded it. I don't know if it was that day, but it was maybe a day or two earlier.
It was probably that day. when I sent
No,
you
I
the
had them.
screenshot.
Maybe. I don't know because you only showed us with like 10 minutes to go. I think I already had it downloaded.
No, I'm talking about when I said they're gonna release the reverse
Oh,
Grinches.
that is when I re-downloaded them. Yeah, because then I would check every morning waiting for the notification. Yeah.
No, that's cool. I don't think any one of us have won on a hype release
sort
like
of level.
that. Besides Navarre winning the Lost and Founds for retail, but because we try for everything, and we never hit on anything. Did you tell Dan?
Oh, he didn't get him. Yeah,
But did you tell him you got him?
I did. I think he was distracted because he didn't really hype the way I thought he was gonna hype when I told him, or he was jealous. I don't know. But nah, he didn't get him either that day. And when I told him, are you gonna wear him if you get him, or are you gonna keep him?
I'm gonna wear them.
You would wear him.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't keep anything like
On ice.
I don't feel like there's a reason if you're never gonna sell the shoe. Like if you're not gonna sell it the same time you get it, like I don't think you're ever gonna sell it. Like I just don't feel like. I feel like you would appreciate it more by wearing it. Like you're gonna be like, yeah.
I'm not gonna wear them like around town.
You should at least try them on.
I'll wear them in the house.
Try them on when you get them to see how you like the fit, like how they feel
I don't
on your
care,
feet.
though.
Huh?
I don't care about the fit.
No, I'm saying how they feel on your feet. Like how you feel on them. Like I'm curious.
How I feel, you mean? Like
I'm
internally?
curious how like if they're comfortable at all or they're just very uncomfortable.
Like I start hearing music. We're playing basketball. Yeah.
Sure.
Fly like an eagle.
Because
Nothing like that?
I mean,
No.
Jordans aren't the most comfortable shoes.
No, they suck.
You
Yeah.
can say that again.
So
No, wearing them on stage for 3 hours every Sunday, we can tell you they suck.
I want to see how these fit.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna put them on.
No, you should immediately put them on your feet
I
when
don't know
you
about
get them.
immediately. They're going right on the shelf immediately, and then we'll talk.
They're going to be a trophy pair, at least initially.
Are you gonna get a display case to put them in?
No, I'm not gonna go that far. I just have a little shrine over there. I'm gonna put it in the corner, standing up against the wall, right next to a ticket to his last game,
Mm-hmm.
a biography, and a pop, and a Lego, and a replica ring.
Mm.
So it's a nice little corner. I have his high school jersey. I'm gonna try to put somewhere out there too.
The minute you came home after knowing you got the shoes, you're like, okay.
At Savannah that night, I cleared the shelf off. I went in the attic. I grabbed the jersey. I
Are
went
you
in our guest room,
happier
grabbed the
about
book.
these than you were when you got the Lost and Founds?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Because the
So this is probably gonna be his favorite shoe of the year. This is gonna
The
jump
Lost
over
and
the Lost
Founds
and
were a
Founds.
build-up. It was a big build-up. This was like within 30 minutes. It went from they're dropping today to
I didn't believe him because
I didn't either. I
he
told
didn't.
him.
He didn't answer right away
Mhm.
when you said, "Are you serious?" He didn't say anything.
But then I didn't believe him at first, and then he wouldn't have faked that.
Yeah.
So after a couple of minutes, I was like, no, he won them. There's no way he would have just said that.
I didn't respond right away because I had so much shit going on at work. Yeah, but no, I wouldn't have pulled his leg like that. I knew
would've
how
hurt.
much you wanted him.
That would have hurt.
That was disgusting. That wouldn't have been funny. I wouldn't have done that. So
It took me like 7 minutes just to get in. It kept saying error for me.
I was in right away.
I had to force close 3 times.
Well,
Really?
yeah.
I wasn't even in the draw when he said he got him. I wasn't even in yet.
Did you even get a chance?
Yeah, but
I had
it's-
no issues on this one.
I never not have an issue.
I always have an issue.
Yeah.
For some reason, the gods were looking out for me on this one, I think. No, I still didn't get him, so that doesn't make any sense. But no, I didn't have an issue. I was surprised.
I always have an issue.
I almost made my helper download the app. Try to go for me. I was that close.
were you
I wish you, seriously, man, the next 15 minutes, I wish you would have seen me.
were you going to pull the truck over? Let's have a word of prayer.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
I didn't do that. Literally 15 minutes later, I was like, he scored 60 points in his last NBA game. I was like, you have no idea how good this guy is. Yeah, I was like, the whole rest of the day was Kobe. It was like, everything was about Kobe.
Now you just need a hoodie and you're like
Oh,
You're
dude.
set.
Oh my gosh, I would love that hoodie. That Halo hoodie.
I hope they make a Christmas one. Forget
A Grinch hoodie?
Yeah.
I need the Grinches.
Well, if you win on the reverse Grinches, you could sell those, put in a little extra, and then get the
I want to
Grinches.
split the profits.
Then you
with
would
him.
have both pairs.
I need to split the profits with him.
Both. He could wear one on one foot and
That
on the
would
other.
be
Festive as fuck.
that would be so cool.
That would be pretty sick.
Think about that.
I can't do it.
I don't think Ashton would be upset.
Just let him stew on it.
Yeah.
Mm,
You would only have to put in like an extra $300 on top of
if I won them.
on top of the winning. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Just think about it.
Yeah.
We'll
We're
play
not
that.
saying don't do it. Just
Yeah.
don't be too hasty.
Oh man. So that was a good highlight of the week.
Yeah. I was shocked. I was telling everybody. I was like, my friend won these.
You probably have a lot of people at your job that understand too.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Did anyone at work hit?
No, a lot of people don't like go for Kobe's. They'll just go for Jordans. They don't really care for Kobe's.
Even with the price tag?
Yeah.
Are these people interested in reselling, or are they
No.
buying to wear?
No. Like my friend hit on the Alma Mater 5s and on the Alma Mater website because they didn't do it on Nike. And he was going to resell his because they resell for like $550, but he was like, I'll probably just end up keeping them.
Yeah.
So the white women's pair came out on sneakers, but the dark men's pair just sold on his website. So that's why they're worth a little bit more. But I don't own any 5s. I used to own 5s, but they're just too chunky.
They are chunky.
Have you tried on the 5s?
No.
I mean,
I've never owned a pair.
but you have some at your disposal. You should try them on and see how you like them.
At my disposal.
Yeah. Your brother owns
Decent.
5s.
The
And
ones I
you-
got for him.
You wear the same shoe size.
He sure does. Those DJ Khaled's were 5s, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He has 2.
He has 2 pairs.
Mm.
Interesting.
Yeah, you need to try them on. I like the DJ Khaled's. I someone at work wears them. They look good.
The blue and salmon, whatever. It looks so good. I don't know if you've seen the box.
No.
The box is supreme.
Yeah.
It is nice.
You think the Kobe's are gonna have a fancy box?
They don't.
You're going to find out.
They don't.
So they don't.
They don't.
Mm-mm.
Way to kill it.
Never mind. I don't know.
Awesome.
I
Very
don't
cool.
know.
Very cool.
You might have a surprise waiting for
My
you
hype
tomorrow.
levels up
I
here.
just lied.
Yeah. Killing me.
Oh, goodness.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
You're gonna be shaking. You're gonna be like,
Dude, I can't wait. You're not gonna be here tomorrow for it.
yeah. I have
Huh?
I thought he already knew.
I forgot I had family coming in from town, and they're here. They came in Thursday night, and we were hanging out Thursday night. Today they're still at the house, so I'm going home tonight
Okay.
after the podcast, and we're gonna hang out all day
Everybody's
Saturday,
leaving me.
Sunday. So
Yeah,
I'll
cool.
be at the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sad.
Everybody leaving you.
Everybody's leaving me.
Your wife's here.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're gonna have he said he's having Trey, Zach, and you over tomorrow.
Is Trey coming?
I'm texting him as we speak. Trey, you better answer. Because remember when we made the Guitar Center plans?
I definitely want Trey to come. I don't know if he will, though.
Well, the only reason why he said he probably will is because when he made the Guitar Center plans, Juliana made plans, and she still has those plans.
So that's why he was so upset.
Yes.
Let's pivot to that story.
So upset about what?
What story?
Do you want me to take this?
Guitar
or
Center story?
Do you want to take it?
I don't know what you're talking about. So you
I've
take
been
it.
talking.
I don't like talking.
Oh, okay. So I would say
Oh.
there's been a bit of a trend at church with the band. People upgrading gear. So Jesse and I have both purchased new guitars this year.
Last year.
You've purchased a guitar this year. You haven't purchased a single guitar this year. Oh, you didn't buy the Fender.
Mm-mm.
It's already been a year since you've had the Les Paul. It has, because you played it at Christmas last year.
Like almost to the week.
It's still new, though.
Yeah.
I think Trey, as a result, has gotten the itch to buy a new instrument, either a bass or an electric guitar. So a couple weeks ago, he asked Jesse and I if we would be up for going to Guitar Center in Atlanta with him, because he wants to actually play the instrument before he buys it, which is the mark, I think, of a true musician. Because Jesse and I are just like, oh, we'll buy it, let him bring it to us.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll sound good, maybe it won't. We don't know. Anyway, we plan to do this. It would have been tomorrow. Jesse had the bad news this week with Savannah's car. My mom's birthday's this weekend, and we're planning to go out and eat tomorrow for lunch. Basically, we both had... Jesse's original plan was to go car shopping tomorrow morning. And at practice on Tuesday night, we told Trey... Well, no, Jesse actually texted him Monday night.
Yes.
Because he texted me and said, I think I just made Trey upset.
Which turns out was true.
Yes. Trey came into practice Tuesday night, and he said, Ash, I need your help. I said, sure. He said, I need you to help me talk some sense into Jess. He says he can't do Saturday.
Little does Trey know. Ashton's like, well, let me...
Trey, let me fill you in.
Yeah.
Once I told him about the car situation, he said, okay, that's a pretty good reason. And I told him, too, that I had family plans. We will resume. We will pick a date after the holidays, because we're all going to be busy between now and then. So probably be January when we finally make it. Anyway, though, Jesse tried to ease the wound. So, Trey, why don't you come over Saturday afternoon and watch the game?
I'm still confused, though, because if you guys cancel the trip to Guitar Center, but then you guys are going to be hanging out the house, couldn't you have still gone to Guitar Center?
Well, up until... Well, Ashton still can't go, first of all, and he wants it to be a whole thing. Trey. He wants us all to go. And
that
again,
won't be a 2 or 3 hour trip.
probably
that will
more.
be a 6
Yes.
hour trip at least.
He wants to like go and play this this bass guitar, play a lot of them. And also, when we rescheduled, I was planning on going car shopping tomorrow morning, and I didn't want to. So we were all like, let's wait till after holidays. All of our schedules are immediately going to clear up after the holidays. Let's just put it off. And he's even said that he was like, I'm okay putting this off because I want this to be he wants to go with us, So that was the compromise for the whole thing. And then me and Ashton may even pick up a bass while we're at it. Nowhere near the level that Trey's getting, but...
And by May, we will. We got plans next year.
You guys buy everything.
Oh, please.
I envy that.
How many shoes you get delivered this week?
Please.
This week, none.
Okay.
He's got a brand spanking new hoodie
Changed,
on.
delivered to ordered.
Don't overlook the nice hoodie the man's got on. It's brand new.
That was this week?
No, it was last week. I need a new
God
hoodie.
forbid.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
I need a new
I
hoodie.
need a new one also. I won a hoodie this morning at work, and I was like, yes! I don't need another hoodie.
You won?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Every Friday they do recognition for drivers.
Is it just another brown UPS hoodie?
Yes. It's nothing fancy.
Oh, okay.
But I love hoodies, man.
Yeah.
I have stacks of hoodies in my closet right now. And I'm like, what am I feeling this weekend? And I'll pull down 2 that are on ice, put another 2 away.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I still need more. A Kobe hoodie.
How much are they going for? These Kobe
I don't know, you
hoodies.
should look. They were like $160 when they dropped. And I can't pay that for a hoodie. I paid $100 a couple months ago for a hoodie.
Well, I
If
think
they're retail 160, probably
No,
300
they were
at this
70.
point.
No, 70 retail.
Oh, they were 70 retail?
Yeah. I remember they were double what they were selling for.
Hmm.
really. I mean, what is your price target though? Like, what
Under
are you willing
$100.
to spend?
Under $100. But don't hold me to that. Because I already spent quite a bit of dollars this week.
Quite a bit of dollars.
Yes.
Well, can't really find it, but if I do,
Halo hoodie? Kobe hoodie? Kobe Halo hoodie?
you can't search.
I went on eBay. I couldn't find it on Goat.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
There's also been just some bizarre things happen this week.
Yeah.
Either Monday or Tuesday, when I got into the office, a lady that works in our warehouse has a 20-year-old son. And the previous night, whether it was Sunday night or Monday night, died in a car accident. And you know how those things are where there's someone close to the group, even if this isn't someone you necessarily talk to every day or even every week, where you're just like, whoa, that's terrible. I don't know if either of you looked at the local news today, but there was a person in downtown in Midtown in an act of political protest that set themselves on fire. Did either of you see this?
No.
No.
Of
Yes.
what political protest? What's going on now?
Well, it was in front of the Israeli embassy, so I'm assuming it was something to do with that
Was he trying to do the thing that monk did
in Vietnam.
a couple hundred years ago? Yeah.
Well, that was during the Vietnam War.
He set
Couple
himself
hundred.
on fire.
The man set himself on fire.
Did he make noise this time though?
Did he do what?
Did he make noise?
Make noise.
Yeah. The
I
monk
have no
didn't.
idea. This man somehow survived because a security guard leapt in and extinguished the fire somehow and burned himself up in the process. The original guy, though, is at Grady. They said in the he probably wishes he was dead.
Yeah.
There's just been some bizarre stuff happen this week.
Do you keep up with the news like every day?
I try to.
I was just asking.
Not anything.
Yes, he does.
I'm not.
I'm
not one of those people that.
Do you feel yourself going crazy though? Just looking at the news all the time, seeing everything.
Well, I don't look at it all the time. I do it once a day, but I recognize what you're talking about, and I can stand far enough back from it to where I look at it and say, okay, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Craziness. I do try to stay on top of world events, though. So, and man, I'll tell you, it's what depresses me even more than international news is the local news. Atlanta is in such bad shape.
Yeah.
It is something every day. Even when I'm reading about this person setting themselves on fire downtown, it's like, of course. Of course, in Atlanta. And this is international news now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because people don't set themselves on fire. But apparently they do in the streets of Atlanta.
That's
Take a sip. You need to.
Where's the crispy Mickey?
There you go. How much?
120.
Hey, we're getting there.
That's a size medium. 120.
Hey, we're getting there.
That's an acceptable price.
Still wouldn't pay it, but we're moving in the right track. Are they taking offers?
No, the average sale price is 150 to 180.
So why'd you say 120?
Because that's below average. It's buy it now for 120. But the average
Or best offer?
I don't think so.
That's what I'm looking for.
I think you should send him a link.
No.
He's not going to buy it though because it's not best offer. I mean, it's already under value though. That's the thing.
No, it's not.
Gonna
70 is the value.
No, that's the price it was. But people are paying between 150 to 180.
I'd pay 100.
So what's the difference between $20?
$20. Go ahead. You're the one that would say anything over $100. You're like, whoa.
No, my
Yeah.
threshold is $200.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to spend 100, if you're already going to spend
150,
if you're already going to spend 100, what's the difference between 120?
$20.
But what else? You spend $20 on things all the time that have no.
It's a rounding error.
I don't. No. I can't, man. I can't buy a $120 hoodie. Can't do it.
The man had a $150 charge on his credit card that he didn't even know about until 3 months later.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I just figured
That was
this out.
$99.
You made us send you $50.
No, you sent me 33.
Oh.
The $50 was the
But the even
hard drive.
even so you charged the 30. So the 99 was charged, but you didn't pay it till 3 months later.
No, it went out of my debit.
But you didn't know about it.
I guess not. You can't be on top of everything in your life, Tim. There's so much going on.
Oh.
He said, no, that was debit.
Can't be bothered with my bank whatever.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that one, but I did.
You're like, hey, I got charged for this 3 months
Ashton was
ago.
like, don't we have to pay for this thing? I was like, yeah, I think so. And he goes, when was that? And I was like, well, we started in September. He goes, it's November. I was like, Did a little research.
Pull up my bank statements.
I was like, yep, charge $99 podcast. And he's already pulling his phone out, Apple paying me as I'm even looking it up.
That was funny.
I was thinking, if we only have to pay that fee one time for life, there's no way. Sure enough.
And what is that for again?
RSS feed.
To
So that's-
upload. Go ahead.
That's what we use to upload to Spotify and Apple, and it basically holds our files. It's a service to upload it to wherever we want to upload it to.
There's always a service for something.
Always. Yep. But for the most part, other than that, this podcast hasn't really cost us anything.
Are you Here's my next question.
Dang.
And let's see where this goes.
I'm breaking my rule, by the way.
Is
but okay.
is that money still in your Apple Pay, or did you transfer it
course.
to your bank account?
Apple Pay.
Oh, it's still in your Apple Pay.
No, it's not.
So-
I transferred it already.
If it's still in your Apple Pay and it's just sitting there, you could use that for the hoodie.
Can you tell me that, please? Nah.
Because you're not missing that money anyway.
Tim, we have a bachelor party coming up.
That's months away.
We need to book it soon.
Oh, we'll spend less than $600 on that trip. He acts like it's a $2,000 trip.
Who knows what we're going to get into in the mountains?
Where is it at? What mountains are we going
Mountains. Are you really can't decipher rublage?
It rhymes with rublage.
I was like, we're keeping a secret. Actually, rhymes with rublage.
Can you imagine DK and Jake in the GL?
We're gonna shut that shit down, Tim. We may have to rent a room.
Ty, let me introduce you
Yeah. The legendary tie
to Danny Two Thumbs.
Yeah.
to? Man,
No, it's gonna be good.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. We just need to book it.
5 people traveling to Blue
Dan
Ridge.
wants to take separate cars.
Well,
We probably will have to at
we'll
least take
probably
2.
have to.
No, we have the.
Your wife's gonna let you take that?
I think it's for a trip like that for the weekend. Yeah.
Is there 3-row seating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she made sure of it.
I do
Well, if she lets us, I don't see why we would take 2.
Yeah.
But if we can't
this
take
was-
that,
And this was before we bought the car.
yeah.
I told, and because we were talking about it, and I was like, well, if we have the car by then, I'm sure Savannah wouldn't mind if we took it just for the weekend. So, yeah, if we can, I would want to take 2, wouldn't you? Like, that'd be more.
No, I'm
fun.
saying if I would say we would have to take 2 if we couldn't take that. But
Yeah.
if we could
Yeah.
take that,
Yeah,
then we wouldn't.
I mean,
we wouldn't need to
Yeah,
if we could take that.
yeah.
Thing's a
I think if
tank.
it's something like this, if it's for her brother-in-law, I think she'll let us do it.
Amen to that.
Tim, I know it hasn't set in yet. More so, is it setting in for you being married to Hannah? But more so, is it setting in that we're going to be related?
No. It has none of it's set in really.
I don't think it's ever going to set in like that we're related because we already act like it.
Yeah.
Like, what's going to be different?
Nothing.
You're going to be right there for like a little bit, but
Yeah. So me and Hannah are gonna live next door for a little bit.
have you decided on it? You tell them.
I haven't told your parents directly, but I think we've decided on it.
Yeah, I mean, Hannah was already making blueprints.
Yeah, did she tell
On
you
the
her
computer.
idea?
Yeah, everyone else seems to think that's not the best idea.
I've gotten on board with it.
Yeah,
Jake and Jasmine actually said it was a good idea.
it may like. It's hard to say.
It makes sense for a couple different reasons.
Yes, it may. Yeah, I want to backtrack a little bit. It makes sense,
Yeah. It just we're not used to it.
but it also doesn't. But here's why. So she wants to have the bedroom downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been over there since I live there?
No.
So downstairs, it's where the sliding glass door is. People walk in sometimes to get into my parents' side. She wants the bedroom down there instead of upstairs. Everyone who's rented from there has had the bedroom upstairs.
Is it because the room's bigger?
Yeah. She likes it because it's upstairs. There's no closets or anything. It's like all open. So she can lay out the living room a little better.
Okay.
But it's just, it's different. And again, I don't,
Yeah.
whatever she wants.
Yeah.
It's her place, whatever
Yeah.
she wants. But people are going to be walking through there into your bedroom. Like,
No, because we said if people they'll just use the back door and
but
come in.
that's the thing you got to remember. That's also my parents' back door.
Yeah.
Like, so like it, yeah, I mean,
Well, they said whenever, because they said we can't lock up, we have to use the back door.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
that's
just
what she was
thinking
saying.
but I mean, there's a sliding doors, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know why we're even going into it too much.
No, she was just saying because the closets are downstairs and the bathroom is downstairs, it would be better if the
Yeah.
bedroom was downstairs instead of upstairs.
Hmm.
That's what she was
And
saying.
I also don't see that's not going to be the place to hang out. Like you're not going to have
Mm-mm.
8 people over there.
No.
If we're ever having to get together, I would assume more than likely it'll be here.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like that
No.
big of a deal. Yeah. Waiting to see if Trey would text me. He has not.
I'm glad someone around here is making major life decisions.
Are you still undecided? Do you still want to get your own place next year?
Sure. Can't afford it.
He keeps saying sure every year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Prices are still crap.
we were looking at 2-bedroom apartments. They're still some of them are starting at $2,100.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
crazy.
it turns out unless you're making 6 figures, you can't buy a house on a single income.
Dude, just the car interest rates alone from when I bought Savannah's car to now went up 1.5%. The first rate they shot me at was like 6.8.
Yeah.
That's not even home. Like, that was disgusting.
What was your interest rate on that?
5.7, 5.8, which makes me sick. But he was like, I had to pull some strings to
really
get this
good
number.
rate.
Yeah,
right
he was
now.
like, I had to call some favors in.
Mm-hmm.
That first rate I saw 6.89. I was like, dude, I can't do that. I was like, that's just makes me sick.
Yeah, but yeah, It's like 8% now or something.
The salesman I was working with, Amanda, she said a couple weeks ago, older woman came in and bought a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Interest rate was 13%.
Holy crap.
Signed for it.
She wanted that Jeep.
Yep.
A lot of people don't really realize what they do. Like, they don't.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, I know people at work who are paying, like, 11, 12, 13%. And they don't really realize how much it accumulates.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
No.
They just see the payment.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Interest
Yeah.
doesn't.
Do that. We'll
yeah.
do that for
Yeah.
9 years. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the average car price in America is like $750 a month.
900, I heard.
Oh, 900?
I thought it was
It's
900.
definitely gone up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, that was scary.
So, I mean, at least it's done. Like,
It's done.
It's good.
It's done. Headache's done. Heart palpitations are done. Able to sleep at night. It's a good time.
Yeah. Cars are a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. Did you pay yours off?
No, I got about $7,000 left.
Easy.
I'm close.
Easy.
I'm close.
He's waiting for that Christmas bonus. Slap it down.
Yeah. Christmas reimbursement.
There you go. Yeah.
I've gotten down to where I'm paying less than $1 a day in interest, so it's just like,
You
Why?
can see that?
why rush to pay it off? Yes.
I didn't know.
Do you need me to show you how to do that?
Please?
Okay.
Whenever the new loan goes through.
That's powerful when you can see, all right, of the, you know,
Powerful.
however much money I just paid in my payment, how much of that just basically went into the pocket of the bank?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good feeling once you get to less than $1 a day.
Mm. Actually, I don't think I'm going to want to see it yet because I haven't even started payments yet.
The biggest, I need to at least make an amortization table for you.
A what?
Amortization. So it's essentially a table that has the month, the payment that you made, how much is principal, how much is interest, and then what's the remaining balance on the loan.
Mm.
And you can use that to say, all right, if I make this amount of a payment over the next 60 months, or if I want to pay the car off in 48 months, how much do I have to pay per month? It kind of gives you a way to toy with the numbers.
Yeah.
I love things like that, though, because every time I make a payment each month, I'm logging how much of it was principal and interest, and I've seen that balance decrease and that percentage
That gives you motivation, I'm
go
sure.
down.
Yeah.
Percentage of a loan remaining,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't think I'm going to want to see that right now.
You will. I'll get you hooked up.
Can you do it for my siding loan also?
That one's the 30.
Maybe my mortgage? Yeah. Both of those are 30. Yeah, I don't want to see that
Those
one.
will probably hurt a little bit more, but
Yeah.
we can do it.
Nah, it's all right.
Jesse's like 30 years.
Think about it, though. I'll be 52. With paid
You
off
know
house.
you know what sucks is it's gonna be like, oh, am I gonna need new siding in another 30 years?
I will move before I do siding again.
Yeah.
I may have to do a roof. That scares the heck out of me. Which is, it's going to be like the same cost.
Mm-hmm.
But cross that bridge when we get
A
there.
roof's $12,000.
I don't think so, dude.
What kind of roof are you buying?
For my home.
I know that. Just a standard.
Shingles. I don't think
How
they'd
much
be
do you
8 to
think it's
12
going to
grand.
be?
20.
Not for this square footage.
Really?
My grandparents just had their roof done, and it was like $11,000.
I could work with 11,000.
But who knows how much it'll be when you get it?
Tracy will help me. Tracy will help
You're
me.
gonna call him for everything.
Of course.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even have to go into it. He saved me so much money.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. And in 2 days, they were done. In and out.
Yeah. Nice.
No people. That's how you get through life.
Who you know, not what you know.
I mean, look at you. You got a place to stay. Low stress because you know somebody.
And we got a hot tub and a pool.
You have to pay
And
for it.
chickens.
And you got chickens.
Yeah.
Fresh eggs every morning.
My dad didn't show you the egg, did he?
The egg?
The egg.
No.
They hatched an egg that was like this big, dude.
What?
It's so tiny. I think he's gonna keep it. Dude, it literally is half the size of a real egg. Both chickens. One laid a real size one. One laid like this little tiny toy of an egg. It's insane. I'll have to get him to show you after or tomorrow maybe or whatever.
What?
It's like, yeah. A picture won't even do it justice.
Did you
It's
see
sick.
it?
Oh yeah, last night. He goes, I think one shorted me. And we were like, there's no way that's real. And it looks just like a real egg, but like this big. It's insane. I don't know what the heck happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's like, I was like, did he just stop pushing and it just came out the way it was? Like, it's so small.
I think it's crazy that an animal could produce like something that like an egg.
It doesn't hit you until like you start to, like we started, eating and using them regularly. Like it's like you don't have to go grocery shopping. Like it's right there. Like
it's just weird.
It's
like,
crazy.
It's daily, like every day.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Yeah, and imagine having like 40 of them. You know, have a little farm. Like people, that's what people do for side hustles. They'll have a whole coop back there.
Yeah.
Like it was funny when he got them, and then like once we started weekly getting eggs from them and like cooking them in the morning, you're like, holy crap! Like it flips a switch in your head.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
It's like, do we have eggs? Go in the back.
Yeah, it's like no, just go pick some. Like it's a plant. Yeah.
He could really fit like 4 or 5 of them back there.
Yeah, probably.
In that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big. It's a nice little coop.
They were in my yard today. I came home from work, and he was working on the shed back there.
Yeah.
And he just puts them in my yard now because it's gated.
Yeah.
Just roaming.
Is he almost done with that? Is it like?
Yeah, he's putting the door on. Yeah, I mean he's almost done.
That's pretty cool.
It's nice.
Is he just keeping those cars in there?
I mean they're both for sale. He just always wanted to close it in, so he finally is getting around to it. He puts things off because he's always like, well, if I'm going to move, why am I putting in all this work? But I'm like, you've been saying that for 15 years. Like, you're not going to move. He's not going to move. So he puts all these plans off, and then I'm like, you just need to do it, and then you'll enjoy that. You'll be happy that you did it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's finally getting that closed in. I'm hoping he sells like 1 or 2 cars, and I can put my Mustang back there. Because when I bought it from him, one of the kind of half-assed plans was to park it somewhere back there covered. So I'm hoping he gets some room. But he's selling 2 cars and buying another car. So.
But don't you feel like if you put it back there, you're never going to drive it? Like it's just going to be out of your mind?
No, I don't think so. Because I'm not going to drive it. It's probably going to be 3 months. I'm about to cover it. Like it's just too much work in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
So I may fill it up and then park it and cover it. I want to put my car back in the garage. I really do. I just don't like that it's outside all the time. I want to try to keep it clean because then I don't wash it because it's not worth it. It's dirty in 3 days and then it stays gross.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got it back yesterday, I like went and got new windshield wipers, like the air's in the tires, clean the tires, and I'm like, I wanted to get a detail tomorrow, but it's like not worth it because it'll be pouring rain. So
at least your car's dark though, so you can't tell how dirty it is.
Far away, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
When you get up close is when you gotta ignore the little dirt grimes in the corners and stuff.
I was asking him how it felt to drive his car again after returning the Challenger. But I was like, when I drove it last weekend, I was like...
Challenger?
Yeah.
Dude,
You got to drive it?
Yeah, I drove it just down the road when we went to O'Reilly's.
Lucky. I didn't know you wanted to. I'm sorry.
I can't say I did.
I want you... Oh.
I do want to drive the Mustang, though.
Yeah, I want you to drive the Mustang.
Which one? I'm serious.
It's funny that's always a legitimate question.
I'm serious.
It's a joke and it's serious. The yellow one.
The yellow one.
You
Oh.
should drive the yellow one.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you could. Let's take it out Sunday.
Look, I may give you whiplash, but yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take it out Sunday morning or something.
Do some neck stretches before.
Yeah.
Get loose and limber.
I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Hannah wanted Tim to drive it out at their wedding.
You told her, though, about the third pedal, though, right?
Yeah, I said I don't know how to do that. I'm good.
She actually came to me and was like, can you... At first, what'd she say? Something like, can you get the Mustang down there to the wedding? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, she wanted you to drive it out. And I was like, yeah, he can't drive stick. And she was like, what is that? She said something like, what is that or what? And I was like, he can't drive it. I was like, I don't mind teaching him. I'd love to teach him, and then he can drive it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like my dad's got to hook up a trailer, haul
Yeah.
it down there. Probably wouldn't work.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's get on this.
I don't say this in any way to knock you, Tim. Unless you drove it every day for the next 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
stick is a bitch when you are starting off.
I have no desire to learn how to drive a stick.
There is a level of enjoyment of driving when you know how to.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough, though, the first 4 to 6 months. I mean, how long would you say, Jess, it took you to get comfortable?
It was fast.
What is fast?
Like an afternoon.
Okay.
Okay, well, here's
Okay.
why. I grew up on a dirt bike that had a clutch, so I knew the mechanics already. I just had to transfer it to a car.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I picked up pretty quick.
My experience involved lots of hills at the outset. You would dump the clutch as the car is rolling backwards, which shuts the car off, shuts the engine off. I remember I was downtown with Gary not long after I had gotten the Accord that had the stick in it, and the red light we were at was on a hill. And so I dumped the clutch when the light changed and the engine shut off. And he said something like, "Oh my God, what's happening? Did the car crap out?" I'm like, "No, I dumped the clutch because I'm on a hill and I let the clutch out too fast." And he's like, "The car shuts off when you need it to go?" Like, yes.
What made you want to learn how to drive a stick?
Yeah, I had no desire to. I was in a wreck, totaled the car I was driving at the time, and was in college and had no money.
Yeah.
So I had to drive whatever my dad
Is
bought.
that what happened?
Yes.
What car did you have?
I had that 98 Accord.
I don't remember that one.
I
Yeah, in
had
high school?
totaled it before. I was a sophomore in college when I totaled it.
Dang, I didn't know.
Guy
that.
pulled out in front of me from a stop sign, and I T-boned him.
Dang.
I mean, I could have been rear-ended, and they would have totaled that car.
Yeah.
It was-
Someone could have sneezed heavily on
It was
that car.
14 years old at that point.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you, because I don't remember if you had a car even in high school. What color was it?
It was like a dark green.
Maybe I do remember that car. I don't know.
I never drove in high school.
Oh, maybe that's why. That's why then, for sure.
It was this thing of being the first kid, and your parents progressively get more lenient and loose with each child.
Mm-hmm.
And so with me, it was, even though I had a learner's permit and a license before I graduated high school, they wouldn't let me drive to school.
Wow. Even with, did you have the car at the time?
Oh, yeah.
You just. All right.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
And what's so funny is that in hindsight, they're both like, yeah, we shouldn't have done that.
That's every single.
There's something about being the
Situation.
first.
Yeah.
Like I've had that in different domains my entire childhood. So like
At least
looking
you
back
handle
on
it
it,
like a normal human being, not like some other people.
yeah. But anyways,
You've
I
never
drove
been in
that
an
car-
accident, right?
what's that?
He's never been.
I've never
in
been
an
in an
accident.
accident.
Really?
No.
I've been in 3.
Jeez.
What?
And all 3, none of them were my fault.
Are you counting your Civic one that got...
I mean, are we saying if the cops get called out, it's a wreck?
Like if you're driving or in the car when it happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
The first one was by far the worst. Even though I didn't get hurt, thankfully, but it jacked the dude up that I hit.
Yeah.
The way that I hit him, I didn't like clean T-bone him. I hit the front of his car, and so my car just basically plowed through, and his spun around completely. So it jacked his neck up, and I mean, I got out and was fine.
Were you like, holy shit?
It was. I mean, it took me a couple months to get over it.
Yeah.
Where every time I would come to a street coming that was like an offshoot of the main road I was on, it would freak me out of like, is this car going to pull out in front of me?
Yeah. That's happened at the front of our neighborhood. I've been hit in the back, and my dad has been hit in the back turning into our neighborhood, like turning left. And I still to this day like turn the blinker on like way before and slow down way before and already get a car behind me before I like get in there.
At certain hours of the day, your neighborhood entrance really is dangerous.
It's the worst, yeah. Because it's a hill on one side, and then people just fly on the other side, and you can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible.
I don't have the best luck with cars. I wouldn't say I have bad luck, but I've had 3 or 4 flat tires. I've been in a wreck 3 times, and I've never been ticketed in my life. Like, I try to drive safe, and shit happens.
Besides my first car, the Firebird, I don't think I've ever actually broken down. I don't count that one because it was so normal how many times I broke down in that car. I broke down in there once in the middle of the summer. It was July. It's a black car with white leather seats. My girlfriend is in the passenger seat. Tim's in the back.
What?
Sweating bullets, and we break down in the middle of the square.
Who's the girl?
Tiffany.
Okay.
I don't know how we were all riding together.
I don't remember that.
Really? Yeah, we broke down.
It
overheated. We ended up getting back. It overheated, and we had to like cool it off and then go. You don't remember that?
Mm-mm. Sure I was with you?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I know I was with you a lot, but...
You don't think you were?
I don't know.
Were you ever in the back seat of that car? Maybe you weren't with me.
I don't know.
I swear I thought you were with me. It was.
I feel
She
like
was definitely with you.
I feel like I would have remembered you breaking down.
You never broke down with me? No, I'm sorry. We broke down in the Cadillac. It overheated. Remember? We pulled into the Eagles Landing bottle shop. The El Dorado. That one overheated.
I like the Caddy.
No, that was the best time.
Heated seats during cold school mornings, winter. Just warming up the Caddy.
You probably don't remember that car, do you?
No.
It was a maroon El Dorado lowered. It's the most ghetto car with tan leather seats, I think.
Yeah.
And it was a V8, so it rumbled. I mean, it was like it was a beast. It was a pimp car.
Yeah.
And we bought the Firebird when it still needed to be worked on. My dad happened to have the El Dorado at the same time. So when I got my license, he was like, just drive this until we fix the car. And me and Tim were like pimping out in this car going to school every day, man. It was awesome. I loved that car.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I mean, I learned how to drive on that car.
It was comfortable.
Oh, yeah. You sat back, man.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I've actually had 4 car accidents. One of them I wasn't in the vehicle at the time. Have I told either of you about Anime Weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
not... Do you consider it an accident, though?
My bumper was laying on the ground.
Okay. Yeah.
That was one of the most uniquely awful feelings I've ever had in my life, where I was a good 50 yards from my vehicle and could see it, and the bumper's laying on the ground. And so the entire walk towards it is you thinking like, really? Of the 10,000 vehicles here, it's mine?
Mm-hmm.
But your car worked fine, right? It was just the back.
It worked. It was just in pieces.
I had just had surgery on both of my shoulders, basically, to have the cysts removed. So I had stitches on both, where like I couldn't lift my arm up like this because it would stretch.
Didn't know that.
So the left side of it was the front bumper. So essentially what happened, there was a truck parked next to me. They pulled off at a high rate of speed out of the parking space and rammed into the
Ashton.
Yes. My front bumper got Draymond. It was they basically ran into my car on the left front side. It grabbed the bumper and ripped it all the way across. But the right side was still hanging on by like 2 screws. The security guard who actually got there before I had gotten to my car told me that he couldn't touch the vehicle for whatever reason. So I had to rip the bumper off without extending my arms. And and you know, he was kind enough to open the door while I put the bumper in my back seat. The saving grace there though was there was a super cool couple, and in hindsight, they kind of remind me of Alicia and Larry. Just by pure luck, they had seen the entire thing happen, and the guy had the foresight to look and write down what the tag number was on the truck that had hit me. So, you know, that part at least worked out to where we were able to trace who the truck belonged to, who the insurance was. I was able to report the accident and get the car fixed. That was a unique experience. And the security guard, as I was getting ready to leave, I was so just kind of dazed by the whole experience. And he said, well, you won't have to worry about anyone driving slow in front of you. Everybody's going to get out of the way when they see you coming because I have no bumper on the front of the car.
What a jerk.
It had jacked up the under. You can tell me what the correct term for this is. The
skid plate.
Where the tires are at. There's like a plastic
fender well.
Sure.
It
was dragging and like hitting my wheel on my way back home. So I pulled over on the shoulder from downtown Atlanta up there in Cobb, you know, down to where I live at. I pulled off at least 3 times because I literally thought the entire front end of my car was being sucked under my tires. And I, man, just the entire time I'm like, the fuck, man, what the fuck? Yeah, it was the first wreck, that happening, the 3 flat tires, one of which I've got a good story that you'll appreciate. So I'm on my way to school in Macon. My tire light comes on. It had kind of been cold, so I'm like, all right, maybe, you know, tire's just chilly, as one does. And I come out of class and get back to my car and noticeably sagging. So, like, all right, well, I had purchased the tires at Discount Tire, which they actually have pretty good deal with their tires, where they'll, you know, service them. There's warranty. They'll replace it if they get nails in them or whatever. No questions asked. So there was a discount on the other side of the bridge where I went to school at. So I drove it over there. Got it checked out. The guy came out. He said, dude, I'll be honest. You know, I patch however dozens of tires a day, 5 days a week. Your tire had a roofing nail in it. He said, I've never seen a nail that long before. I'm like, of course.
Sure. He's like, Dan Luck. Sure.
Yeah. This is anti-Dan Luck.
Yeah.
He complimented me on the Accord. He said, I've never seen a Honda with a stick shift in it. And he told me that if I ever wanted to sell it, let him know. So he pulls the car out front, and I'm sure both of you have seen the Discount Tire buildings are all designed the same, and it's just big open glass all the way around. I am in front of God and everyone as I get into my vehicle. So when I drove stick, and Jesse's probably going to get mad at me for this, I always engage the parking brake and leave my car in neutral. I do not leave it in gear. Well, apparently most people don't do this because I learned as I would take it to get it serviced and tires done and all that,
I know exactly.
they
where
would
this
leave
is
it in
going.
gear
I know where this is going.
in front of God and everyone. I get in the vehicle and it's just like, oh man, I'm so glad I got this taken care of. Tim's not going to know this, but
Yeah.
you have to push the clutch down to start the vehicle. And, once you start it, I'm used to it's just reflex. You're not even thinking about it. I push in, start the vehicle, and I let off the clutch. Well, if the car is in gear and you let off the clutch without engaging the gas, the car violently shifts forward and back, and the engine shuts off. It's,
I have a good story about that. Don't let me forget that story.
That's what dumping the clutch is. So I get in the vehicle and push the clutch in, start the engine, let off the clutch. It rocks me forward and shuts the engine off. And I just look over to the left, and there's like 10 people. Everyone's chair is facing my direction, and they're just looking at me.
And then you see one old lady going.
And yeah, so there was an accumulation of experiences with vehicles where I was like, as soon as I get a job where I can buy a new car, I am buying a new car because I am sick of this bullshit.
All right, so a stick shift story. So Billy is going on a first date with Ashley, which is his now wife, obviously. For some reason, he wants to, really impress her. Billy. So he has a friend who has a brand new Shelby GT350. At the time, brand new. It was probably 2015, 2016. Decked out car, $100,000 car, body kit, 6-speed. I mean, top of the line at the time, Mustang. Takes her to Atlanta. That's what Billy does is he puts his stick in first gear. E-brake, I don't know if he does e-brake or not, but keeps it in first gear, shuts it off. It's basically kind of an e-brake, whatever. So they go out. He parks on the top deck of a parking deck against the wall. He pulls in straight against the wall. They, go to Atlanta, have a good time. He's on the way back to the car. He gets on the top deck. They're looking for the car. Billy says, "Oh, the car has remote start. Let me remote start the car." Remote starts the car, and you hear, vroom.
Oh my god!
So he crashes. He crashes his friend's brand new Shelby GT350 without even being in the car. Remote starts the car. If I remember right, it was one of those parking decks where it has the metal bars.
So it wasn't another vehicle.
No, it wasn't another vehicle.
That's
but
good.
the car was near falling off the end.
Yeah.
It wasn't a solid wall. It was the one with the metal. It's like metal fencing almost.
Yeah.
So I think it cost like $6,000-$7,000 in damage to fix the car. But on I'm pretty sure it was him and Ashley's first date going into Atlanta.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Tim, when it does it, it's not, an uncomfortable lunge forward. It's violent.
Oh yeah. That's why when you're driving, you ease off the clutch and then it kind of gets up to the right RPMs. So when the car thinks it's in first gear and there's no clutch, it's like it goes forward and then shuts off. So you hear an aggressive vroom, and then silence, and then absolute silence.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
There were so many times I was at a red light and I would dump the clutch, and it would scare me to death, mainly because I'm just waiting on the person behind me to just ram into me, because you're so used to when a light changes and the car in front of you starts to move, you're just going, you know? And people get so close up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But
did you get taught the e-brake trick? Did you ever try? You ever do that? Was your e-brake right here?
yes.
Did you ever get taught that?
What's the e-brake
It's my-
trick?
It's how my dad taught me. When you're on, when you get parked at the red light and sit, put the e-brake on, in neutral and everything. And then what you do is when light turns green, you go into first normal, and then as you start to move forward, you pull the e-brake off. So you don't lean back when you pull off the brake and get onto the clutch.
I did that a couple times when I was on a pretty steep incline.
Mm.
And the reason, it was probably a thing where I needed to do it more, but when I did it, I would drop the e-brake and my car would shoot forward.
Yeah. Well, you
Where
can't
I
full
wasn't-
engage. There's like a sweet spot, I guess.
Yeah.
But I only did it once. I didn't like it. I just got used to pulling off quick.
It was too many calculations
Yeah,
for
there's
me.
a-
Where I'm like,
At that point, you're using 3 out of your 4 extremities. And it's just too much at that point.
oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the times that I was at a red light and would dump it. And you just say, shit. And you push the clutch in and start the engine. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And then I love when you have a passenger in the car and they're like,
Yeah, especially when
and
they're...
then nothing is said, I used to have that. This is such a weird memory. When I was dating Regina and I would pull into the subdivision, I don't remember what car I had. I think the 350Z. It was a stick shift. It was so stupid. I didn't know this was a thing I did until she pointed it out. I would pull into the subdivision, and as I'm going into second gear, that's the worst. Going from first to second, the person jerks in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
She said I used to look at the neighbor's house when I would shift into second gear because I didn't want to see the person. I realized that's why I did it. I didn't want to see the person jerk forward in the passenger seat. So I would look to the left. And after a long time, she was like, why do you always look at that house every time we pull into the subdivision? And I kind of connected the dots. That's why I do it.
Shame.
Yeah.
Woman.
I don't want to
Shame.
see every time that I go into second gear.
It's rough because you're expecting it
That's why. Yeah.
and the other person's not. So when you see
Mhm.
their body go forward, you're like,
Yeah.
maybe I can't drive this thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's never smooth. It really isn't. Unless you have a rev match like Pat.
Tim, I would say the only Pat's probably got rev matching.
He does.
I would say the only reason
But
really
he turns it off. He doesn't like it.
he's
it's
a
tough.
he's a real man.
Yeah.
The only reason to learn how to drive them is so that you can drive old cars.
Mm.
Yeah, but remember earlier in the show he said he never had a desire to drive old cars.
Well, maybe that'll change as you get older.
Maybe after you drive a stick.
Mm.
When's the Jeep Gladiator happening?
Not for a long time.
Oh, damn.
Well, I have a guy when you're ready. Talked to him yesterday.
I don't have to learn how to drive stick. I can get one with
Listen, Tim, it's who you know, not
Yeah,
what
but do you
know.
want to be half a man?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to be worrying about it all the time. I just want to drive my car.
All right.
I don't want to have to work while I'm driving.
It's not work. It's a dance, Tim.
Well, I'll let you dance all the time. I'm just gonna drive.
It's work in
Nice.
traffic.
It's work in traffic. I guess that's true. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
In traffic.
Like, am I working a circus?
Yeah. If you're like stop and go traffic, it sucks.
So basically, if you live in McDonough, don't drive a stick.
Yes, that's the only reason I don't miss it.
There's not that much traffic.
You're not driving on 75 from Hudson Bridge.
Yeah,
Past
you wouldn't
I
Take
drive
it
at
on-
75 every day on the way home.
No,
Not,
he's saying-
not Jonesboro Road and 81 though.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't dare take it on the highway anyway.
It has a peach pass.
Really?
See, he's taking the Peach Pass. I can't even do that.
I'm surprised you don't.
There's no entrance
he
from
doesn't have
Hudson
an
Bridge. I'd have to drive down to 138 and get on.
I'm sure in a couple of years it'll.
And that Peach Pass has gotten pricey.
It's almost $2 a day.
In the mornings when I'm going to work, it's 3:55 to go northbound.
I don't do northbound.
There's no traffic.
Yeah.
3:55.
Stupid. And when there's an accident and 75 is backed up, it's even more. They know.
During COVID,
Bastards.
when I worked on the exit 138's on, I would take it. It was 85 cents.
Yeah.
I'll take it every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't taking it for 3:55.
Do you take it every day?
When I need to. Only when I need to. Because I can get off at Hudson Bridge. And it starts before Hudson Bridge. So, and when the traffic starts, though, there's 2 lanes on the right. Those get off Hudson Bridge, so you can kind of get around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But a lot of days I take it.
Gentlemen, Christmas is coming up. We've started watching Christmas movies.
Oh, my God.
We've got a movie review to do.
It's December 1st today.
Totally forgot.
Today is December 1st. Happy Christmas month.
24 days till Christmas.
I pulled out the advent calendars this morning.
Whoop, whoop. So this week was my movie pick, Christmas with the Kranks. I know Jesse watched it. Did you watch it?
I watched it Wednesday night.
Wednesday night?
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. How are we looking over there? Okay.
Have you seen this before?
Oh, yeah. I watch it every year.
So what'd you pick last? Oh, yeah, never mind. What was your purpose?
Do you believe this guy?
No. Hold on. I didn't want to. No,
Do
we
you
don't.
believe this guy?
We don't need to go back. So what was your purpose of picking it this year? Is it just because it's one of your all-time favorites?
It's in the top 5.
So what's number 1? Go on your top 3 Christmas movie list. What is like the number 1 Christmas movie for you? And side question, do you watch the same Christmas movie more than once through the month? Like, do you go back and watch one over and over and over?
So my favorite, I only watch once a year.
Which is?
Charlie Brown.
When do you watch it?
Christmas Eve.
That's all?
Yes.
Okay.
There's something about... We pretty much do the same thing at my family's every year. My dad's sister and her husband and cousins and grandmother, we either go to their house or they come over to my parents' house. And they'll leave about 8, 9 o'clock at night. And once they leave, I put Charlie Brown on. And it's like, okay, I've just finished Christmas Eve with this side of the family. Christmas Day is tomorrow, so it's this like ritual in between the two where it's its own feeling. And like Christmas Eve has a feeling to me. Does it to you? Like Christmas Eve night?
Yeah.
So I associate that movie with that feeling.
Which movie?
Charlie Brown.
Oh.
I watch Elf a couple of times. I watch Christmas Vacation a couple of times. I'll watch Christmas with the Kranks once or twice. I'll watch Santa Claus a couple of times.
So you probably have like 5 or 6 movies you'll watch at least twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely have a top 5. And it's the same thing with I'll watch Great Pumpkin on Halloween night. And then I'll watch the Thanksgiving episode of Charlie Brown after everyone leaves on Thanksgiving night. So will watch those one time per year.
It just gives you that.
Yeah, it's just that feeling only those moments have each year. So
yeah. I want to update you guys on my checklist before we get into the movie.
checklist.
Yeah, my Christmas movie checklist.
Let's hear it.
So far I've seen 8 Crazy Nights, Home Alone, Rudolph, the classic one, Claymation, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Christmas with the Kranks, Home Alone 2, Santa Claus, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Grinch, Elf, and A Christmas Carol. But I got knocked out so far.
Holy crap.
It's only like 10 movies.
I love how Tim's not surprised at all.
I'll tell you mine. Christmas with the Kranks and Christmas Vacation. That's
sense.
it.
I started after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. People do, and that's fine.
Well,
I
a lot
just-
of them that I watched were ancillaries, and then like last night we watched Christmas with the Cranks. I watched Santa Claus earlier this year, the night before last. That was like the kickoff, and then Home Alone I saw at the Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
So some of that was knocked out.
The Symphony.
I know.
I probably say this already, but I don't watch Elf. I do not like watching Elf. It was so overplayed when it first came out. I just can't stand it anymore, and I still can't. I do not like it.
I watched it because Savannah put it on.
Mm.
I never am in the mood to watch Elf, but if
Yeah.
it's already on and I walk in the room,
Yeah.
I still enjoy it. But it was vastly overplayed for a long time.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. There was a span of years I didn't watch it,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been able to come back to it.
It's a
and
classic now.
It's funny.
It's
Yeah.
20 years old.
So can we jump into the review?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas with the Cranks this week.
Let me pull up my notes.
Let me pull up some
Facts?
background information on this movie.
For
'Cause
you or just the movie in general?
Well, for the movie.
Okay.
And I feel like we were sort of doing this with our movie reviews back when we were.
Mhm. Like
I
when it
don't
was
remember.
made, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I forgot. It's been so long.
Okay, so
Over a
Christmas
year.
with the Cranks, gentlemen, came out November 24th, 2004.
I didn't know it was that old.
So it is 19 years old.
It's my first year in Georgia.
I didn't know it was that old.
Me either.
19 years old. One of the, maybe we can return to this. Have either of you noticed you can kind of date a movie by the presence of cell phones in the movie?
I didn't think of that.
I never thought about it, but
I feel like after a certain point where cell phones just became so widespread in use, they, infiltrated their way into media like movies. You can tell, like, before really the smartphone take over and afterwards.
mm-hmm.
There's hardly anyone that uses a cell phone in this movie.
It was even so far back that they both shared the same landline as they were talking to the daughter. Like, in different rooms.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. Those were the days.
So November 24th, 2004 is when this came out. It's almost 20 years old. It is based on a novel. A 2001 novel by John Grisham called Skipping Christmas. It had a $60 million budget and had a $96.6 million performance at the box office. So about a 50%, a little over 50% return.
Tim, that's a good ROI.
Yes, but not for movies. I feel like
no,
It's
back
not.
then,
It's
yeah.
not great.
no.
Back then was good because then they made all movies on DVDs and crap. I mean, I made all the money on DVDs.
Yeah, but they always base it off box office sales.
I
Yeah,
like
that doesn't include Blu-ray. It probably ended up making 150 million,
Mm.
probably north of that. But for a $60 million budget, that's a pretty expensive movie in 2004.
Yeah, that's expensive.
So it stars Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis as Luther and Nora Crank. It also has the guy whose name I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing correctly.
Mm.
Is it Dan Aykroyd
Mhm.
or Aykroyd?
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd. Okay. He plays Vic Fromeyer.
Mm-hmm.
I really like his character.
Oh, yeah.
So the basic premise of the movie is Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis play Luther and Nora Crank. Their daughter, who is a college graduate, joins the Peace Corps and heads on a 1-year assignment with the Peace Corps to Peru. She takes off. What does it start, like the day after Thanksgiving or the day before Thanksgiving?
It's the weekend. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving because he says it's the busiest travel day of the year.
Yeah. So the assumption at the beginning of the movie is that she's not going to be around for Christmas.
Yeah.
And her mom especially is having a hard time with accepting the fact that their one child's not going to be around for Christmas. And while standing in the pouring rain, Tim Allen sees a poster for or advertisement for a cruise ship and comes up with the idea that our daughter's out of town. It's just not going to be the same without her. Man, it would be nice to just do something different.
First of all, when he started crunching the numbers, how much his Christmas cost versus the trip, I thought of Ashton. I'm like, he's a numbers guy. Ashton would do this.
No,
Read out loud the first note I put.
Scene where he calculated the Christmas receipts is Ashton every Saturday morning catching up on his purchases. And that's what I thought of too.
Thank you. Validation.
I wouldn't do that to Christmas, though. I blow it out at Christmas.
So actually, $6,000.
It's such a great scene when they're sitting at the dinner table, and she thinks he's getting in the mood on a Tuesday night.
She's like, it's not even Friday night. It's Saturday night.
And he comes back with the boom box and the binder. He's like, "What are you doing?"
He goes, sit up, button up and sit down.
His grand idea is to go on a 10-day cruise, skip Christmas, and he takes it to the extent of, like, I'm not even going to participate in any of the festivities leading up to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a total boycott. We're going to do our own thing this year.
Can't you also see Ashton typing up a memo like that and handing it out in his office?
I would never do that, though.
But we could see it. It's just like a kind of thing.
That's concerning.
It's accurate.
It's not necessarily about the Christmas, just you would type up a memo like that and hand it out in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
He probably has.
I'm sure he has. Sincerely, Ashton Shear.
The premise of the movie, though, is them making this plan for this cruise and all of the blowback they get from friends and their community, and then eventually the revelation that their daughter's coming back home for a surprise visit with her now fiance. She's expecting the annual Christmas Eve party, and everything that goes along with it. Frosty on the roof, which I think she calls Christmas Eve, doesn't she? It's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Yep.
The whole plan gets upended. Jamie Lee Curtis's character just completely goes into, like a mom would, all right, let's make this happen. And then eventually Luther's realization that family, friends, and your community are more important than money or trying to do things differently.
One of my favorite lines is, why should the daughter pay for the sins of the father? And he's like,
Yeah.
I'll say I've never really watched that movie in its entirety. It's never been a movie I ever watched growing up, and it's never one that I cared for because my mom would have it on repeat all the time, so I never wanted to watch it. But watching it for the first time in its entirety, it was good. It was funnier than I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy it.
I enjoyed it far more watching it with my parents.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I've always seen my dad as Tim Allen, even growing up, like watching Home Improvement, Santa Claus. I mean, Tim Allen's super into cars. I've always seen him like that, and the stuff he was doing in that movie, like when he comes into the dining room with the boombox, and when he's like fake surfing, like my dad does stupid stuff like that to make my mom laugh all the time. And like when he runs in for the chocolate to get the chocolate, and Nora's just knitting and just like, and then he's, when he got back in the car and she said, "Did you get the white chocolate?" And he goes, "They didn't have any." Like that's exactly something my dad would do. Like they didn't. She goes, "Did you talk to the butcher?" But just the whole time we're seeing the whole movie play out, and it's like that's something my dad would do. That's something my mom would do. That's something my dad would do. Like just the whole time. So watching with my parents was like way more enjoyable than just like seeing it by myself. And it's always been one of their favorite Christmas movies. They had two DVDs of it over there. For some reason, they had 2 copies of it. Like they just love that movie.
There's a few directions I want to go with it. First, I don't know if either of you looked. Have you seen what it's rated on Rotten Tomatoes?
Like 23 or something. Isn't it stupid low?
5%.
That's just because it's a. You can't go off. Well, I do.
Yeah.
But
remember, you're like, I'm a ratings guy.
I'm a ratings guy, but I can see why they would rate it low, because it,
Why?
it's just a goofy Christmas movie. It's not doesn't have that substance.
It's not entirely, I would say it's not entirely set in reality, but the messages in it, I think, are valid messages. Let me read what the critics' consensus is on Rotten Tomatoes. It just blows me away. A mirthless movie, as fresh as last year's fruitcake.
Jeez.
Christmas with the Kranks is a coarse, garish comedy that promotes conformity. Now that sounds like something a 22-year-old college student would write.
Conformity.
It promotes conformity, man. So
sure.
feel free to jump in here. What I feel like this movie really shows is, at the end of the day, your family, friends, neighbors are the most important thing, not saving money and there's also a thing of breaking tradition with trying to skip Christmas altogether. But just that it is important to take time each year to do the same thing with those around you and feel like basically be a participant in a group activity like Christmas. All the benefits that go along with it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's just basically tradition and family.
It's not a complicated film.
No. I mean, I feel like most Christmas movies are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, it's always just about the family. But I don't remember it being as funny as it was, because there was a couple scenes that I thought were really funny. Top 3 was when the guy with the Christmas cards like, when can I expect your annual order of Christmas cards? She's like, oh, we're not doing that this year. And then he follows her all the way to the restaurant, and he's like, what about your annual Christmas Eve invitations? And she's like, we're not doing that either. And everybody just stares at her.
He has the gall to say, she's not ordering Christmas cards either.
Yeah.
And just walks away.
Yeah. Stirs the pot.
Yeah. You can tell the whole community is like, it's gossip.
Yeah.
The whole thing is.
Also, when she's leaving and Frohmeyer sticks his gloves into the window and she rolls it up, and then the gloves are just sitting there, frozen. That was funny. And then I'll say 3 and 4. Third was when they go to the tanning salon and the Reverend walks by and she doesn't know what to cover up.
Number 2 for me. That one's so good.
And when they get the daughter and her fiance from the airport and they end up catching a robber and they're just sitting in the back of the cop car and they're just watching the whole thing play out.
I'm surprised you didn't name the Botox scene.
That's where I was going next.
The Botox.
That's by
I did
far
forget
my number
about
one
that
scene.
Yeah.
Him eating the peaches with his head. His head turned up.
You can tell what they did was, the director was like, Jamie Lee Curtis, here's your lines. Tim Allen, do what you can do to make this funny. And it just kept cutting back to him, and he was eating them a different way, and he's falling out.
Yeah.
And he's like, literally, I think even at one part, the camera's on her, and she's talking, and he's like, it's incredible. I can't feel a thing. And it pans back to him, and he's poking himself with the fork. He's like, incredible. As she's still talking. I mean, it was such good humor. And it's like such a simple premise. He can't feel his face, and they were just like, run with it. That was probably my favorite scene. And his like eyebrows are sticking straight up, you know?
About 20 or 30 minutes into the movie, I was thinking, damn, Tim Allen really is a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Just solid performance in every scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, there was a bit of a emotional punch at the end when he gives the cruise tickets away, and him and the elderly neighbor.
All four of us were crying.
Basically have,
scene,
yeah, man. I could feel the lump in my throat. And man's wife's got cancer, and they're talking about it being her last Christmas.
Yeah.
So
it's the line when he said something like, "All I see here is two people basically needing a break but looking for a way out." And he's like basically saying like, "Stop making up excuses, just do this."
Yeah.
That was sick. And then when he walks out and like thanks him, and then they're like, "Does this mean I have to be nice to you?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "Good, because I'm not really fond of you, old man." The old man line. He's like, "I'm not really fond of you either." That was cool. Yeah. Did you guys catch the Ghostbusters reference in the movie? I think it was a Ghostbusters
I don't
reference.
think so.
So it was early on in the movie, right after they decide they're not doing it, and they're hiding in the house. And at the first time we get introduced to Vic Frohmeyer, and he's talking to the people in the truck, and they're inside, and they're like, "Oh, look, he's talking to Vic Frohmeyer." And Tim Allen says, as they're talking, he's like, "Well, who's he gonna call?" Like he says it real fast, like, "Who you gonna call?" I think that was a Ghostbusters reference.
I could see that.
Because he was a Ghostbuster. At least I think it was.
No, I didn't catch that.
Because he does, all of his movies and shows, he does little like Easter egg stuff like that. Like there was a scene also when someone was up on his roof. Oh, the robber, when he was running out of the party and he was breaking all the bulbs. Tim Allen runs out of the front door and says, "Hey, who's on the roof?" And he says it almost the same line in Santa Claus when he runs out and Santa's on the roof. He's like, "Hey," and like yells to him. It's almost like he still puts like Easter eggs like that in his movies.
No, I didn't really catch that.
Mm.
No, I didn't think about the Ghostbusters one. I'll watch it again though this year, so I'll have to keep an eye on it.
So I have two other things I want to say. There's really funny moments. The Christmas Caroler scene.
Yes.
When it's like all quiet finally, and they pop up in the window, and Tim Allen dives to the ground like it's an ambush, like it's war, and then it cuts back to him, and he drags his wife down too, and they're like crawling throughout the house. Like, what the heck are the carolers gonna do? They like know they're home, And then this other last thing I'll say, when they're at the airport, and the policemen are picking up Blair and Enrique, and they get off the plane, and they're holding the sign, and it says Blair and N period Riki.
Yeah.
Enrique. That was such a good throwaway joke because the camera doesn't show it much.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really funny.
Yeah. The caroling scene has several funny parts. At the beginning of it, when they pull up in the truck, and you've got that round-faced lady with the red cheeks smiling. She's like, "Are they Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah.
Are they Jewish?" And the old man across the street, he's like, I think a little Christmas spirit would give them a lot, or Christmas
would just
joy
do them
would
good
give
or
them
something.
Yeah. She's like, "Really?" So, yeah, no, that is great. And then when they are singing Jingle Bells and it speeds up each time, and and Vic Frohmeyer's, you can see him like struggling
like
to keep up.
Yeah.
No, it's just great. There's really and truly each scene, if it doesn't have a funny moment, it's got a solid moment for the scene. I even think that one of my favorite scenes, and it's very low key and innocuous, is when he walks across the street and his neighbor is packing up to leave, and he says, basically, "My daughter's coming home. We're having the party. I can't find a Christmas tree. Can I borrow yours?" And he gives him the keys to his house, and he's like, "Just make sure you don't break any ornaments." And literally the first 5 seconds of the scene of him moving the tree, an ornament breaks.
Yeah. He's like, "What does it say?" He's like, "It's not important." He goes, "What's it say?" He goes, "Baby's first Christmas."
Yeah.
He goes, "Perfect."
Perfect. Oh, man.
No, I thought it was It's a far better movie than I remembered. Like you said, I don't think I've ever actually sat down
Mhm.
and watched the entire thing, start to finish.
Yeah.
Another funny scene is when he's putting up Frosty, and he slips, and the rope grabs his leg, and he's
Yeah.
hanging upside down.
Yeah.
And his wife comes running up, and she says, "Luther, what happened?" And he said, "Well, it was a failed suicide attempt." And the old man across the street says, "Don't worry, Luther. I called the ambulance." And what was that man's name? He says, "Thanks, whatever the guy's name was." And he says, "Bev told me to."
Yeah, Beth made me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another line where the camera's not on him. You just heard him say it, which makes it almost even more funnier. Like they're already moving on. He's like, Blair made me.
Yeah.
Did you catch what he said before when he fell off the roof already and the wife pulled up and was coming up? He says almost, he's like, just let me fall. Just let me fall. Just let me drop.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even want to deal with his wife.
Yeah.
I also thought it was so funny the way the camera shows Frosty as he's pulling him up. I mean, he makes a noose for Frosty and it's around his neck. And the camera stays still and it's just Frosty like sliding up like he's hanging himself. I thought that was really funny too. Just the way he made the rope.
Well, at the beginning of the movie when they escape the house for the first time and they meet at the Mexican restaurant, what does he say after he's like, I had fish tacos at a Mexican restaurant. What was I thinking?
Yeah,
or
he goes, I
something.
got heartburn.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not doing that again.
Fish tacos in an Irish pub.
Oh, Irish
Yeah,
pub.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not
I was
doing that
like-
again. As they're walking through the tanning salon. Yeah.
And the girl at the tanning salon says, "You look like a corpse."
Oh, man.
Well, Ash, I will
was
say
great.
that it was a very enjoyable movie compared to last year's
better
Christmas
pick
pick.
than last year.
Better pick. I think you know the audience better this time
Yeah.
around.
Mhm.
So
Let's bring back ratings again. What would you rate it? A to F.
for me, for the holidays, I'll give it like a 7.5. I'll say I'll watch it at least. I'll watch
C plus.
C plus.
a C plus. I'll give it like I'll watch it at least twice a year for the Christmas holiday.
Okay.
I mean, that's good. It at least made it to your list.
Yeah.
I'd give it a B.
Okay.
Give it a B.
I give it a high B, low A.
Mhm.
It checks the majority of the boxes that I want for a
Yeah.
holiday movie. One more funny scene I wanted to say that cracked me up probably as much as any scene is when Blair calls on Christmas Eve and tells her parents that, like Jesse said, they're on separate phones in separate rooms. Her mom's just going crazy. And she tells them that she's engaged to Enrique. And she says, yeah, you know, he's Peruvian. And Tim Allen, holding the phone, whispers to his wife in the opposite side of the room. And he says, oh, great, a communist. Like, that is exactly something a 45, 50-year-old man would say.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think, though, even though it's simple, the messages in the movie are great. Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen are great actors. Dan Aykroyd's, he's probably my favorite character in the movie. If not, like, him and Tim Allen are definitely my favorites in the movie. But I feel like with, the talent and experience that Dan Aykroyd has, that he brings, even the first scene where he gets introduced and you just see the back of his head,
Yeah.
and then this scene ends with him turning around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Mhm.
But yeah, glad everyone enjoyed it.
Very good pick.
All right, so whose pick is it next week?
Do you want me to go?
You can go. I don't even know what
we
you're
didn't
picking.
decide.
I didn't tell you yet. That's why.
No, I don't know.
Do both of you have a pick?
Mm-hmm.
You can go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
So I struggled between two movies all week, but I think I decided on one. The one I didn't pick was Jack Frost. Do you remember that movie?
Never seen it.
Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
Damn, I should have probably. The movie I'm picking, and I know you've seen it. It's Four Christmases.
Oh yeah, classic. Have you seen it?
I don't think so.
What?
Tim, the scene that did it for me, why I picked this movie.
I know what you're gonna
you know what
say.
it is.
Yeah,
Say it.
the wrestling.
No.
No.
No, it's not the wrestling.
Oh.
That makes me happy. It's the church.
Oh. I thought it would have been the wrestling.
No. The whole church scene, start to finish, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it. Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon.
Yep.
It's like a rom-com.
It's on.
Wait, we watched this last year. We watched this in the basement last year during the Christmas program week.
Did we?
Yes, I remember it.
Yes.
Should I switch it then?
No, because he doesn't remember.
I've only seen it once, so I don't remember it.
You don't remember the church scene off the top of your head?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we'll just do it.
It's on.
We've never seen Jack Frost though.
I've never seen Jack Frost. It's on Hulu, HBO, and it's definitely on Hulu and HBO. So you'll have two choices.
Four Christmases?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's funnier. We'll go with this one.
Yeah.
Jack Frost is a little too serious. I can't watch it anymore.
Then why was it in between the whole
It's
week?
one of my favorites.
Okay.
It's so good. We'll watch it. We'll watch it sometime.
It's a good pick.
I think you're gonna like it.
Cool. All right. Four Christmases next week. I will have to watch it this weekend because next week is going to be crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you have my Hulu. You should.
No.
Do you have HBO? Do you have either one?
I
You
don't
got
have,
my HBO.
I don't have Hulu. You're going to share your login with me.
Yeah.
It's been months since I've gotten
It's on
into
both of those.
Okay.
All right.
We do need to talk about what we're doing. We can do this off air because we've got the program next week.
Well, yeah, we'll talk.
Okay. All right.
So we're good with the movie pick. We can get into football next because I do want to.
Yeah, we'll knock out football and then take off. You want to go bathroom?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And then when you get back, remind me I need you to grab some in that closet for me. Last week's picks. What?
I do just want to say that it is the second quarter of the Oregon-Washington game, and Washington is up 10-0.
Dang.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I have to figure something out.
Oregon is at midfield.
Okay.
So
I thought it was going to be like 20-20 at like the end of the first quarter. I thought it was going to be all offense.
no. It just started the second quarter. Washington has held Oregon to 0 points.
That's very surprising. Unless they only got the ball like maybe once. Who knows?
Bo Nix is 5 for 9 for 51 yards.
Ugh. That's not good at all. Didn't he average like 300?
I mean, second quarter. Beginning of the second quarter.
Well, I know, but he's under his average if he only got 50-something.
The running back for Washington has 9 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
What about the other quarterback? What has he got?
Penix Jr. has 9 for 14, 66 yards.
Yeah, so both not that great. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I thought it would be like high score offense game.
Maybe second half will turn around.
But Oregon is at the 24, so they're about to score.
What are the chances Georgia's winning tomorrow?
High.
Really? You think high?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
What are you thinking?
I think it's a coin flip.
Why?
Because
Are you just saying that because it's just Alabama?
yes, because Georgia and Alabama is always a game, and they just figure out how to freaking win, no matter what.
So I think it's going to be. I don't know if it would consider a low score, but I think for college it's low score. I think it's going to be 31-17 Georgia.
I don't know.
I think Georgia's defense is going to be very aggressive tomorrow, and I think Alabama doesn't score until the second quarter.
I think Alabama gets the ball first and scores first drive. I think the game's going to be more intense than you're anticipating. On the top of the printer is our picks from last week. I forgot to grab them. I think it's going to be more intense than you think.
So, sidebar, before we start the picks, you did say you had something to say about the Home Alone Lego.
Oh, yeah. So this week has been a roller coaster, Tim, if you didn't know. So I got the news about Savannah's car.
Mm-hmm.
Canceled it.
Yep. Yep.
But then December 1st rolls around and there's new GWPs, Ashton. And I repurchased the Home Alone Lego house. Get back on the mic.
But didn't that put you back into the back of the line again?
It was in stock this morning.
What is a GWP?
Gifts with purchase.
Oh.
Remember the ones I sent you this morning?
So the horse carriage made you repurchase.
The horse carriage, the ornament, and it was back in stock.
Was it more of now that the car is in your possession, you're okay?
Here's what happened. So they paid off the car, but I forgot to turn off my auto pay. So a payment got drafted out. So I'm going to get a reimbursement check. And I was like, reimbursement check. So I ordered it. When I get the check back, I get a free Lego.
Well, I'm glad you did repurchase because I knew you were going to cancel it.
Here's what happened. I canceled it, and then 2 hours later, I spent $250 on shoes. So then I was thankful that I canceled it. But then Savannah was like, she felt partially responsible for me canceling the Lego, and she wanted me to have it. She wanted it. So when I called, we were on the phone this morning, and I was like, listen, the Home Alone Lego's back in stock. And she was like, you just need to get it. Just like, you need it. Just get it. And I was like, good, because I bought it already.
Okay.
But here's what sucks. I lost all those points that I spent. You don't get reimbursed for those. So I lost out on like $50 in those bonus points I used.
Oh. So you paid full price.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you do it?
Why did I cancel?
Why'd you cancel, knowing that you were going to repurchase?
It's in the past, Tim. I feel sick about it because I didn't need the Lego and I didn't want to spend the money. Then it came back in stock, and then it was the horse-drawn carriage, Christmas ornaments.
So what's the ETA?
I don't know.
Are you going to get it before Christmas?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it said in stock. I don't know why they said 60 days a week ago. This morning, it was like ready to ship. So.
All right. Well,
I'm upset that I spent more money.
Besides the waste of points.
Yeah, you know. What do you think?
I'm happy for you.
Thanks. Yeah. What are you going to do? All right, so you guys need to add a point because we all got the Cowboys pick right. So pass those down, add a point. I didn't even count up the total, so we'll have to do that real quick. I got Dan's also. Dan didn't do the best. Yeah, I think he actually did the worst. 1, 2. Dan got 7.
How about the Bears beating the Vikings in the most horrible way?
Yeah, none of us picked that game. That was the worst game ever.
Well, I got 9 right.
I got 7. Me and Dan tied. I can't believe the Chargers lost. Stupid. Chargers. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on then to this week's picks. None of us got the score right either. Jaguars, Texans. Do you want to also do the college picks just for tomorrow after this?
Yeah.
We don't have to write them down. Just get them.
Wow.
They score?
Oregon is on the 18-yard line, and it's 4th and 4. And I think they might be going for it.
Of course they're going for it. It's college. Where are we starting, Ash?
Colts at Titans, 1 o'clock.
You mean the Coulters?
Yeah.
The Coulters.
I saw it as it was printing, and I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Coulters.
Yeah. I'm with them.
Jeez. Titans suck. I'm going Colts.
Ooh, a little flying high.
A little friendly rivalry going on here.
At Jets.
Did you guys see Aaron Rodgers starting to practice again?
21 days. Mm-hmm.
They do not need to play that man.
You know what, Ash? I'm rising up this week.
Yeah, you are, Jess.
Me too.
Falcons are taking it.
Lions.
Lions at who?
Saints.
I'm picking the Lions because Derek Carr is he'll play like a god one day and just throw 5 interceptions the next week.
2 weeks in a row.
Jared Goff had a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks in a row.
He's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Are they 8-3 still?
Mm-hmm. They were
Crazy.
8-2.
I know. I don't remember things. I'm gonna go.
These are
Ooh,
two sucky teams.
they're
Who?
both on an uptick right now.
Broncos, Texans. Well, the Texans lost last week to the Jags.
Did the Broncos lose last week?
No.
They won, dude. They are on a 5 or 6 game win.
So they started the season 1-5.
Mm-hmm.
They're 6-5 now.
I am starting your boy Russell Wilson this week.
What in the world? They've won 5 in a row.
I'm going Broncos.
I'm going Texans. I changed my mind.
Whole
This
lot of-
one is tough.
Whole lot of away teams winning.
CJ Stroud is very good.
No, he is very good, and their receivers are ridiculous.
Yeah, Tim, you're right.
So I'm alone in this one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried.
Broncos country.
Chargers, Patriots. I need the Chargers
Chargers.
to win. I
Yeah.
don't want the Patriots to win. They're already 2-9.
Chargers need to know how to finish a game. It's insane.
Did you ever think you'd see Belichick 2-9?
No.
Not in our lifetime.
Cardinals.
Oh,
at
I did see. I'm sorry,
Steelers.
Tim. I did see this stat. Since Tom Brady left, they already have half of the amount of losses in Tom Brady's entire career. So,
That's awesome.
about right.
Brady is a different breed.
Mm-hmm. Cardinals Steelers, dude. Oh, that's tough.
I'm going to pick Steelers.
I'm leaning Steelers because they had a great week last week. I'll go Steelers with you.
Yeah.
I'll pick one home team
Steelers
to
for
win.
sure.
But then Dolphins are smoking the Commanders.
I don't know.
Ooh.
They're not going to smoke them, but I'm picking the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Commanders didn't look bad over Thanksgiving, but I do think the Dolphins will take it.
Can't be the last games were Thanksgiving.
Panthers at Books at 425.
Bucks are
Bucks.
clean sweeping.
You got it.
We are picking the
Ooh.
the points for 49ers Eagles.
All right.
Boys, I'm picking 49ers.
I'm almost going to pick the 49ers. You really think they're going to do it?
Yep. 24-21.
This is going to be a shootout. 37-34.
I was going to say, I think it's all offense. I'm going to go 31-27.
Okay.
I like it. And then the Rams are going to take this one. The Rams are hot right now, dude.
Browns.
The Browns suck right now.
I'm picking the Browns.
Their second quarterback got destroyed last week. He's on concussion protocol now.
I'm going Rams.
Thank you.
Bengals at Jags. I think there's no way the Bengals win.
I think you skipped the game, my guy.
No, we just picked Browns Rams.
Yeah,
we
what about
got-
the Chiefs Packers? Come on, Jesse.
Mm.
Interesting.
Chiefs Packers. You know,
He didn't even say, oh, you're right. He goes,
I would pick the Chiefs like instantly, but seeing them play Thanksgiving, they looked really hot.
I'm picking Chiefs.
I want the Packers to win. So I'm choosing
You know,
the
this
Packers.
is I don't know. For some reason, I think is it Patrick Mahomes' first time playing at Lambeau?
I don't know. I didn't hear that. Did you know he has never played an away playoff game his entire career?
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
The only away games he's played in the playoffs are Super Bowls.
They've
It's
been
ridiculous.
that
Interesting.
Jaguars are
Yeah.
taking the Bengals to the house.
dominant. Bengals at Jags.
Jags are 8-3, I think, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars. Ooh. Thursday night.
Steelers.
Steelers.
Good thing I don't have Amazon Prime, so I don't have to watch that. Picking the Steelers.
I will not be watching that game. There's no point. All right, Tim, bring us the college games. Let's get some picks on this one for tomorrow.
So just to keep you guys up to date, Washington, Oregon is playing right now. They're in the second quarter. Washington is winning 10-3 right now. So they ended up kicking the field goal. So tomorrow's games for championship weekend. So at noon, right off the gate, we have Texas, Oklahoma State for the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game.
Ooh.
So, a few things. One, if Texas wins and Oregon loses tonight, how do you think this is going to play out if Alabama wins? Because Texas beat Alabama. But if Alabama beats Georgia, then who would you give it to?
Can you start that over?
So this weekend's going to be very crazy.
Oh, you're talking about if certain teams lose what?
Yeah. So for the rankings, Texas is number 7 and Alabama's 8.
Mhm.
If Texas wins tomorrow and Alabama wins tomorrow, who would you give an extra playoff spot to?
So they're going to give it to Alabama, but they should give it to Texas because Texas beat Alabama.
Correct.
But they're not going to be in over Alabama because it's bias.
But if Florida State wins tomorrow, then you can't bump Florida State out because they're undefeated. So the only way you can give a playoff spot to is if Washington loses tonight. But if every other team wins, then the playoffs won't change at all. So it's gonna be crazy tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Texas, Oklahoma State start at 12 o'clock for
Texas.
Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy though. The last 10 meetings, Oklahoma State has won 7 of the 10 times.
I think McConaughey is going to be there, though, so he's their spirit animal.
Okay. So that's the 12 o'clock game. 4 o'clock game, Georgia, Alabama. I already told Jesse what I thought the score would be. I said 31-17 Georgia. I said Alabama wouldn't score in the first quarter.
I think I read that Georgia's favored 17 points.
Dang.
I think it's going to be a closer game than that.
Mm-hmm.
Based on how Georgia's played this year, they're going to be sluggish in the first quarter, probably the second quarter. It's going to be a matter of if their defense can keep Alabama at bay until Georgia shows up in the third and fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Georgia will win. It's not guaranteed, though.
24-21 Georgia.
I do think it will be that close, probably.
It's going to be the last 2 minutes of the game. Here's my prediction. Alabama scores first drive. They're getting the ball first. They're scoring. Georgia's going to be down with 2 minutes to go. Score a touchdown to go up, and game over.
Now listen, I know it doesn't matter much, but yes, it's not home field advantage, but it is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be there. Georgia's going to score with like a minute left. Alabama's going to try to do a couple super long plays, but get stopped. Can't hit a field goal. 24-21.
I hope so.
I think it's going to be at least a 10-point win for Georgia, but we'll see.
Tim, I hope you're right.
8 o'clock game. There's 2 8 o'clock games tomorrow. Michigan, Iowa.
Michigan.
Michigan is favored by 22 points, so we'll see what happens. And then the one I'm going to watch at 8 o'clock is Louisville, Florida State. FSU is favored by like a field goal. I think it's just because their starting quarterback is not there.
I think Louisville's going to upset them.
You think so? Florida State has an actual pretty good defense. They showed up at the end of the Florida game.
That'll be the one upset of the day.
I think it'll be a very close game, but I think it's going to be a lot of defense. I think Florida State wins by a field goal, 17-14.
Yeah, I could see that. It surprises me that Georgia's the 4 o'clock game
Yeah.
and not an 8 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm actually upset at that.
It's probably because there's 2 8 o'clocks.
Well, there's 2 4 o'clocks too.
Well, never mind.
I mean, I see the Iowa and Michigan because of the time change difference, but Louisville and FSU are both East Coast schools. So
Yeah. The other 4 o'clock game is Tulane and SMU.
The
I
green
think the
wave.
green waves are cleaning up.
Tulane somehow manages to appear every year.
There's going to be a tidal wave.
Did you guys see that Texas A&M hired Duke's head coach?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wonder how much free money he's going to get.
He'll be making a cool $7 million a year for the next 6 years.
Dang.
So you just paid out a guy $75 million, and then you're giving a guy another $7 million a year. Man, school's got it.
Base salary.
They got it.
How does a football program generate that much money? I mean, it's
Makes
not
you think, doesn't it?
It's not a Georgia or Alabama. It's Texas A&M.
Yeah. Either way, I've been looking forward to these bowl games
Yeah, tomorrow will be
all
fun.
week. It's gonna be a good week.
Be a good day.
Weekend.
Man, I am sad you're not going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same.
I know. I was telling one of my cousins. I said, if the mood strikes us, we're gonna have to stop by the store and get a couple T-bones, and I'll have to grill if the weather is good.
Oh my!
Isn't it supposed to like monsoon tomorrow?
It is.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
gonna
see.
be bad.
We'll see how the
Tim's out there pouring rain with a spatula.
how the weather permits.
This is my oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna stop raining at 7 tomorrow night, but the game will be over.
Supposedly tomorrow is the Christmas parade, visit with Santa. There's a third event, all in the square, tomorrow.
Wow.
So avoid that.
I don't know if any of that will
Oh,
happen.
they're doing the lights. I think they're turning the lights on or something.
I will definitely not be coming the square on my way
Yeah.
over.
I'm not leaving the house tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. It'll be a good day.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We'll have the next episode sometime next weekend. We'll decide that after. But
More than likely Saturday morning.
okay.
Coffee cast.
I like it.
That works for me because I have dinner planned Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday morning will work.
Cool.
All right.
Guys, it's good to be here. See you next week.
December 1st, baby. 24 days till Christmas.
Christmas!